type of a whale.
Buonasera tutti. Good evening. Welcome to Fate's Grip.
Method adjacent.
Method adjacent whale. People don't know that mephits are actually part of the whale family.
Oh, there we go. Especially the white ones.
What?
Sorry.
Sure. Jeannie, we haven't even started yet.
Just dropping dice.
Like it's hot.
No, that was Jeannie.
We are episode 21.
I think it's near you by the
and,
table leg.
episode name is hopefully Progress.
It is.
Yeah, thank God.
Found
Lost
it.
What do you mean you found it?
I've got it in my hand.
Please don't hit your head. Oh my God.
Oh, thank you so much.
Beautifully done. Look, I'll just get straight into it. Glad to have everyone here. But Ben made a rash decision and is not here this evening.
Wow.
So not here. That's okay.
That's pretty good.
That was great.
He is not here, unfortunately, but get better soon, Ben.
Poor boy.
Poor boy. Yeah. Hey, we have a couple of things to shout out. Fourth Wall is a place you can get some merch. So get into that Fourth Wall and look up Fate's Grip. And you can get yourself there. You can find that link through fatesgrip.com, an amazing website. And all the links are there to our social media and all that. And if you want to also, you can also donate from that website as well, which is amazing. Send us a little message there if you'd like. You can also help us out if you'd
Sorry,
like
I got really frightened
the
then because you
stream.
just...
Via going onto our Ko-fi, subbing here, lurking here, chatting here. That's all helps and
Living
is
your best life.
Super grateful of us to you.
What?
Yeah.
You what?
You what, mate? What else? Goodness. Hey, the Lawrites. How was the Lawrites?
You can answer this first.
You're like, no.
It was good. It was really good.
Yeah,
My
good.
rolls were a lot better than my rolls are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true,
Yeah,
actually.
I was getting like solid 19s. I got like 3 19s and a nat 20. Who is she? Why, why, why couldn't that have happened when I was, swinging down a rope or maybe trying to heal someone
Fair
twice?
Well, look, what's your wisdom in that campaign?
Not as bad as it is in this
Yeah,
one.
exactly.
Let's be honest.
-2? Come on. Goodness me.
Yeah,
hey,
guys.
Promethean.
Hey,
I've got to
speaking
ask you-
of the Lawrites.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going to ask you a question, Promethean, but it's a more personal one after the stream. So now that I've said it on stream, I can't get out of that.
But now I'm not going to stop thinking about
Yeah,
what the
no,
question is
you're
the
going to have
whole
to tell
time.
us on the break. No, Lawrites was great.
Yeah.
It was really good.
It was
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
Good.
It ended very preemptively. I
Yeah,
would
he
have
left
kept
us on
going for ages. I'm in a painting now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm stuck.
Oh, okay. Oh, like
She's in a painting.
someone didn't paint you, you're in a painting.
No, she's
Yeah,
in a
I'm
painting.
stuck.
Okay. All right. Wow.
So that sucks.
I'm going to paint a painting of your painting.
Colour me
Fuck.
surprised.
Like Dorian Gray.
I've never seen Dorian Gray.
I was forced
I
to
put
read it
on
in
a
school,
ring
so I get
and I
that.
swapped place with a person in a painting.
Dorian Gray is probably one of my most favourite stories I've
Yeah.
never read.
I've only ever seen retellings of it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. My God,
Genie.
what a damn good
I
movie!
know, right? Such a good movie. That's what I was thinking about. Was the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Oh God, I love it.
Promethean is doing a KFC
God.
run while wearing a cravat, so is ready for any and all personal questions.
Amazing.
Nice.
Great. Tell us your social security number.
It's the question, how do you get chicken grease out of your cravat?
Maybe. What are the 13
How?
herbs and spices? And yeah.
One of them's MSG.
Oh, right, it's just a question.
One of them is MSG.
Rhetorical.
Pepper.
But yeah, no, it was great.
Good.
Looking forward to finding out how that ends.
Nice.
Speaking of Promethean, though, this Friday is the next episode of Echoes of Divinity, so you'll actually get to see Promethean on that alongside Ben if he's alive, and a bunch of other pretty epic people. So that's going to be fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, and then if you still like Promethean's face after that, I don't know why I'm shouting him out, but I think it's Radiant Shadows this weekend.
Oh yeah.
I like his face.
Yeah.
Just generally, he's a great guy. And a talented musician.
Solid dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, correct.
Real talk.
I got a shout out from another great guy because I was watching your last stream as well, and NVC put me onto a very, very cool cause that I didn't know.
Oh,
he was
yeah,
champion.
right.
Yes.
So he's part of a really cool group called basically Stop Killing Games, and you can go and check them out on
Signed that.
stopkillinggames.com. Something which is always really irritated
Do we
me as
wanna
well
post that somewhere?
is that you buy a game and then you play it for years and years, and then the server shut down, and that game that you bought that you paid for basically becomes unusable. So you bought something and then it has a shelf life when it really doesn't need to. So they're testing the legality of it. You can go to stopkillinggames.com. You can petition the ACCC. You can petition, there's a public petition to Parliament, which is there as well, and a whole action plan you can follow through. And so I thought that was really awesome. It's cool to see people taking action on that, because it sucks dropping $130 on a game and you're just knowing that, hey, one day this money is just dead money. It's not going to be useful to me. So yeah, very cool.
So when the server stops, you can just go back and, well, the intention is for that game to just continue running, even though there might only be like 2 players.
Or like having a version of the game available, so like making the offline or like single player or something.
Giving private parties the ability to host their own servers rather than just being like, no, it's over. I'm looking at you, Halo Combat Evolved.
Yeah, but
There's another one
no,
that
MVC was
stopped.
shouting that out literally
That's a
on the
fair
stream, and as soon as MVC started talking about it, I was like signing the petition in the background. It takes literally like 2 minutes to sign, so it's pretty cool.
That's a good cause, and shout out to NBC for championing it.
Because there's going to be one day where they decide Dead by Daylight is not worth putting. Putting on
Fine, I
into
hate
it.
that game.
It's a great game.
Which one stopped working when I...
Didn't they do that with Our World?
Ring of Elysium.
Our World? It was like around back when Club Penguin was around.
I don't know what that is.
It was, you had your little character and you walked around, and basically they shut down the site. It was like Club Penguin but with humans instead. And they shut down the site, and then someone's made a copy of it and put the copy online. So all of like the worlds are still there, and you can still go on and chat to people, but you don't get to like level up or get your points or like.
It's a version.
It's a version of it, yeah. But it's all 12s on there now, so like.
It's all it's on there. Good.
I think I was 12 when I
Excellent.
was first on it, so that makes sense. But
Or Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and then they sold me Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered.
Ugh.
And also Halo Remastered. I'm sick of this shit.
Just
Sign the petition,
sign the
please.
petition.
Hey, another shout out. I get to be a part of Castleton, which is really cool.
Yeah.
That's going to be over on the Winter's Tales channel. It's starting very, very soon. There's a ton of creators involved. It's like 150 creators. And that's not just like in front of the camera, it's behind the scenes as well.
Amazing.
There is a charity that we are donating to as well. All of the information, just because I am too tired to articulate it all, I won't lie, and I don't want to say the wrong thing, is over on the Winter's Tales socials. Go check it out. You're basically going to be able to, like in the Hunger Games, like sponsor tributes to win the matching season, or to like continue on in the matching season, which is going to be a ton of fun. So I'm going to start begging for everyone's niceties soon.
Nice.
Can I spend money to mess with you?
Yeah, absolutely.
I will be there.
Yeah, do you know how you do that? You sponsor Promethean.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Beautiful.
We are playing Divorcees, so
That's
you just didn't treat me right, you know.
Damn.
Immediately dark. Looking forward to that.
You're a terrible husband, Promethean. Not to your wife, but to me.
What? All right.
Because he is in fact married.
Yes. His wife's awesome too.
Yeah, wifey's great. We love her.
Any other shout outs you'd like to have, make, say, do? Fantastic.
What?
Oh, it's my dog's birthday today.
Oh my gosh.
She's 3 years old.
I saw that post. It was a dog.
cute.
She's my
Honey
baby.
Lemon.
My little honey lemon.
Is that what their name is?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So
Honey dash lemon.
No, it's
No,
no.
Michaela. God, you're so
Just
stupid.
like,
What is the fucking dash?
have you seen Big Hero 6?
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yes,
it's like
yes,
Honey
yes,
Lemon
yes.
based off that, but she gets called every name under the sun.
Except honey lemon.
Yeah, except Honey Lemon. So like Honey is her main name, but Honey Lemon Chicken, Honey Bunny, Bodhead.
Oh. The
Hey,
naughty.
you.
Hey.
Hey
Hey, you
there.
little. No.
Hey there, Delilah.
Oh no.
Oh, same
What
age as
is it?
Lancelot. That's cool.
What is it like in New York City? Not
Aw,
good at the
cute.
moment.
No.
They need to be best friends, MVC.
Yep.
Hey,
She's got a lot of attitude. I don't know
hey.
where she gets it from.
I'm just saying hey. There's actually no reason for me to say.
Hey, everybody.
All right. Well, happy birthday to Honey Penny. Let's
Good.
get into get into that D&D, if that's okay with everyone.
Is that what we're here for?
No,
shit.
it's really not. Whoa, let's just put.
I was here for the vibes.
Yeah, exactly. That's why, because of this. Yeah, cool.
Wildly aggressive today.
I know it's a bit
Do you know what's
down.
wildly aggressive? The Queensland fucking chill. That can chill. That
Like
can
the cold?
heat up.
Loving it.
Okay, well, good for you, shorts boy.
I've got a flannel, which is
I'm
unusual.
freezing all the
I got
time.
my
at the moment.
trackies on.
I literally have bed socks on. That's how cold I am right now.
Someone down in Melbourne wearing like 8 layers is like, oh, I feel for you.
Yeah.
It's like 17 degrees here. Look, oh, it's cold.
Yeah.
Ash. Okay, let's get into it.
It's Destiny's Grasp.
Nice.
I could have
So-
called it that.
Hey,
but
that's
no.
the sequel.
That's
the
right.
sequel.
Yeah. Oh, Destiny's Child. All right.
Shushy
So,
head, Ben. Go back to being sick.
as we left off, after briefly exploring Korth, the community and low district wards, you arrived at the administration building of the 12, an entire wing abandoned, traps laid out against intruders, and a captured missing Prince of Korth, whom you had rescued sneakily with guile and avoiding a lot of the initial confrontation. Once the prince had been successfully retrieved, you were found out, but the assailants and the captors were stopped by a wizard of the 12.
You're a wizard.
But the wizard intervened and stated that the prince is dangerous and should not leave her sights.
He's a 10, isn't he?
He's a 9, but red flags should probably give him a bonus 1.
All right.
Ah, the red flag.
Okay.
The prince responds, I've killed people.
Okay.
I've killed people in search of a cure. My father, you see, he is unwell, quite sick. He's been assailed with a disease that no one seems to be able to undo. His advisors, magical and otherwise, witch doctors, travelers that have shouted to the skies of their new and improved cures have not been able to identify the source of this disease. And what do? I care for them. So I look for such a cure, one that will allow my father to live longer. He is king after all, and many people look up to him and want him to live. Now, I kill people because, well, some of them do not want to help the cause. To put it lightly.
Like innocent people? Like people relaxing in their living room? People?
Causing more harm than good, actually.
Okay. Run us through like the most recent example. Just so we can get a flavour for what you're up to.
In fact, you see around you, a member of the administration was called. She went to my father. My father almost died from the magic she tried to instill. We found out that she, in fact, wanted to kill him. So she was put to death.
Oh, so she's not innocent then.
That's alright. Run us through the one before that. Basically, we dial it back until we get to why they're trying to arrest you.
What's your name?
I'm Ivor, the dwarf.
I'll speak to your manager.
Oh.
And whom else am I speaking to before I divulge this information? Because, as far as I can see, you are part of the administration as much as, well, you are in the building, far past any guards that would have stopped you otherwise.
We just kind of snuck in. But,
Well, it's like public area as well.
yeah.
Public area. Well, this particular part of it is more restrictive, as far as I was told.
Oh. Well, I'm Annalise.
A
Hi.
pleasure.
I'm in, but why was the Emerald Claw having you tied up?
He looks past at the dead bodies around him and that creature, and he says, "Now that is a question they did not let me know of. They didn't answer me that. They tied me up, gagged me, drew me here, and essentially started looking for whatever it is they were looking for. Perhaps a way to ransom me off, I'm not sure. These beings of the Emerald Claw I've only heard of in reputation. One that doesn't have a good outcome, usually. My past of killing is only for defense of the crown and of the royal family. There are people who don't like the royal family and how Karnath is run. And unfortunately, these people say that they are healers and they are fixers of and knowledge masters, but in fact they just want to get close to my father to finish him off.
What does this disease look like?
Ooh, pallid skin, shortness of breath. Though the subject can walk, can continue to function, they are weakened heavily. Reddened eyes, clammy skin, short. It's.
Sound familiar, or like anything I've heard of before?
You can make a medicine check to find out.
Sure, why not? I am a medicine woman.
Can I also do that?
Sure.
My rolls are going to be so bad.
I would like to.
Hey,
I would like to get in on that.
I am a medicine woman.
Dr. Quinn.
Are you shitting me? Sick. I got a 2. Well, I got a 4, but minus
Plus
2.
2.
No, minus.
Oh,
Medicine's wisdom, technically.
Yes, of course.
I got the filthiest of 20s.
I also am a dirty 20.
Goodness.
Oh,
I really am not a medicine woman.
Well, you three, Annalise, nothing natural.
medicine.
It's certainly nothing natural, and
sick.
you know the common cold, you know
No.
flus, the pox. Nothing stands out to you in those symptoms. Ivor, Kailani, your knowledge of those symptoms and also not overly well known. You have an understanding that there are supernatural diseases that could be afflicting the king. There are particular curses that you feel like that could have been instilled into the king as well, possibly by subterfuge. There could have been. It doesn't sound natural at all. So you know for a fact it's not a natural occurrence. It's as though someone has brought this onto the king, as though someone is trying to kill him. It doesn't sound like things like cackle fever or sewer plague. There's something called sight rot that you are aware of that isn't a part of his those symptoms. So yeah, it's you don't know exactly, but you know it's not any of those.
Does the name Lord Dorez ring a bell with you?
I'm not familiar with the name. Should I be?
Are you familiar with what's happening in Verica at the moment?
Well, since I've been unassuming in my whereabouts, I haven't heard anything new and fresh from Vedica. Why is that?
What about the Lady of Lips?
The Lady of Lips is an interesting name. I know of a cult that operates out of, I believe it's to the north and the east, in the woods of Korth, of Karnath. There are whispers of that name that emanate from those areas. A little like any cult or any group that wants to sow evil, they abide secret cohorts and spread their evilness and their word throughout the lands. I would assume it's a much smaller fish than the Emerald Claw, mind you. But is this Lord Dorez a part of that group?
I don't know exactly about that, but what you described sounds like some of the stuff we have seen in Verica. So Lord Dorez was like this necromancer wanker.
I see.
He tried to curse us and make us kill one of the 12, but we didn't do that, and that got fixed.
And the woman behind you, this wizard just gives this curt nod as though an acknowledgement was there. But she doesn't speak, she just continues to watch the prince. He says, well, that is fortuitous.
Yeah,
See,
like there was dead people walking around and some people with like red eyes, and I don't know if it's exactly the same thing, but that's all very coincidental if it's not.
Interesting.
Didn't Locke sketch the rune that we found?
Locke says, I can show you. I can show you if you want.
Not me, but maybe them.
Locke opens up the book to the rune.
Ron starts vomiting immediately.
Though there's a twinge of nausea, you look away enough to avoid it, and the prince looks towards it. Not a rune I'm familiar with, but the Khanwood and the Nightwood are, and even the Reckonwood to the west to a smaller degree, that you can get lost in there, and so most likely these cults, the Lady of Lips, they abide in these hidden places in caves and under in the Underdark, perhaps. Is this so? You feel like this is significant because it shares subtle, symptoms with my father.
Well, the red eyes has come up a couple of times. There's been like assassinations with like little needles that they jam in your brain.
Goodness me.
I don't know if you've seen any of that, but if you're talking about people trying to assassinate, I think the necromancer guy was like, hey, we want to restore being like necromancers all around here.
I see.
I don't know what your dad's like, whether he likes dead people hanging around or not.
Very against it. In fact, I know I'm not sure how much of history of Korth and Karnath that you know, but this country used to be, it used to raise the dead in service of armies of this country in the Great War some hundreds of years ago, and using those undead fought the Warforged and other armies. That was the unification of Galifar, the unification of these 5 nations. Now it's outlawed heavily. If you're saying that these dead are walking and they have re-emerged, well then the king should know straight away. I appreciate that news. I'm sure it has reached us, but I'm personally unaware.
If, your father is a ruler, so naturally there are probably hundreds of people that want him dead or injured.
Most likely.
But is there any group or person that, more than the average, has been trying to kill him?
Well, my suspicions and my research has led me to the administration, in fact. And he looks back to this woman who now has a bit more of a defensive stance, and she appearing in her hand and shimmering into existence is a long staff. This staff is a brown and grey, and it has this intricate branch that curls inward, almost like a wooden crystal within itself. And inside, in fact, is a small sapphire that glows and hovers within this enclosure of a wooden cage that looks like an arrowhead. And she turns it a little towards you all and just in the vicinity of where the prince is.
We should all maybe calm down. Let's just finish our questions and then we can all...
Fight each other?
No, we can all just figure out what comes next. I'd like my answers first.
Yeah, that's not suspicious at all.
What makes you think the administration would want your father dead? It can't just be, oh, here are the clues. Surely that would be shocking if it was just clues. What else?
Clues, well, there have been documents I have seen that have the 12 and the administration quite against the ruling of my father. that was the first couple of
Why?
for many reasons. He has put a lot less power and more and less, I guess, responsibility on the administration, and their rulings and their decrees have been shunned quite a lot by the by the councils in Korth and in Carneth, and for that reason, I feel that the administration is against this and wants more power. Vying for power is their bread and butter.
So this is all an ego thing.
Ego, power, it's all the same, isn't it?
Do you have any tangible proof?
Well, not on me, but I will be more than happy to produce this should I walk out of here unscathed, should the 12 allow me to leave. And this wizard behind you whispers, but you can hear her. She says, he's not going anywhere.
Okay, well then you tell us your side of the story.
She looks at you and she says, well, will you not seek proof regardless? Or you simply are here?
I'm trying to give you a fair moment to also explain yourselves.
I was hoping your story would begin with, here's my proof.
She says, well, there is only conjecture here. There is nothing that we have done to undermine the royal families. We continue to spread our advice to the kings and queens and other barons and lords throughout Corvair. Only here in Korth and in Carneth have there been decrees that have not allowed us to continue our recruitment as much as we would have liked to. The main concern here is recruitment. People who are bright and magical and have a magical affinity are not being brought to the administration. Look around you. This entire wing is completely abandoned.
Can they not just come to you on free will? Why do you have to have them brought to you?
They need to come. They do need to come on their free will, yes, but they've been coerced by the councils.
Okay, well then hear me out. Why does it need to be in Korth? Why can't you just go somewhere else? And then everyone's happy. Or sit around a round table and figure out some sort of middle ground.
Or just pay like 2 gold more.
Try and bribe them back.
You turn to Lila. You're getting paid, right?
Lila says, you mean for my role now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, there you go. That's how it works.
Oh, an increase of salary.
Yeah, you pay people
Right.
more money.
You
It's
know,
not-
inflation and
It's-
cost of living,
It's not all about money.
even in Fantasyland.
Yay.
One of the member of the 12 says, it is not all about the money. It's about the prestige. It's about the learning. We are giving more opportunity.
Some people don't care. Some people do care about money. That's just how the world works. You can give someone prestige, but if they don't have a home or somewhere to sleep, then that doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, plus they might want to join a magical order where they can travel and see stuff rather than live in this building.
They are being restricted, in fact. At the administration, there are more opportunities to grow as a magic user, much more. If you are confined to a city as a member of the wizarding world and part of the Council of Korth, you will not be able to spread your wings. The 12, and up until this point, the entire cause was to build a trusting world of magicians and wizards and magic users and sorcerers, a trusting world, not one that is partial to a particular country. Think about this. Should Korth raise an army of magicians, then they are much more powerful. Don't you see that political, that skew? They will use those wizards to go against us, to tip the balance of power in other areas. This is the beginning of expansion.
So, here's what you do. You all, instead of trying to kill each other, sit down and figure it out.
You think we have not tried?
Okay, well then, why hasn't it worked?
So, here's where we get to the current time. When the king was taken ill, the council meetings had been suspended, nothing was done. Then suspicion became the forebearer of our discussions. We looked at the council as a perhaps they were stalling and they were secretly still gaining folk into their brethren, while the royal family looked at us, perhaps seeing us as the cause of this plight on the king. We do have much knowledge, of course, but she looks directly at the prince now. It is not us that has caused this plight. Should you even ask, one of us of the 12 will be more than happy to seek out the king, and the prince immediately interrupts and says, I will not allow one of your kind to seek out my father. You are powerful. We know this, and we protect against such insolence. You are not loyal to the crown. You will finish him off and then disappear without a trace.
I feel like I've just shown up at a family reunion or something.
So I'm confused. Like, why do you want to take the prince with you then?
We have questions. Well, you mean, who are you asking? Sorry.
The lady, the wizard lady.
The wizard lady, she shakes her head and she says, well, it is not I who captured him.
Yeah, but you said he can't leave.
You are speaking of the here and now.
Yeah, like right now when you said no, the prince can't leave without, unless he's coming with me, and and we said no, and then you said yes, and then here we are.
Yeah.
We have we of the 12 have a unique opportunity now.
Yeah, but like I feel like cornering him by himself and keeping him somewhere is not great.
It's unethical.
Yeah, like what about should he not have like witnesses or
A lawyer.
Yeah.
You also made like a big deal about what he was about to reveal to us.
Yeah. If he's
Are you disputing that the people that he killed were like regicide assassins?
I am. I have proof.
Like killing a king.
This is so
But then, like,
far
if they're
above our
trying
pay
to
grade.
kill the king, should they technically not be in
we
trouble
should be
for what
getting
they've
paid.
done? You guys are getting paid?
No.
Love it.
Actually,
This is the
yes.
conversation we've had in the past.
No, not anymore. He's gone.
Oh.
Oh. We believe of the 12 that the prince is in fact not really killing these people because of their want to kill the king. They simply have disappeared. Once they go behind those castle walls, they vanish, and we do not have any indication about where they have gone. There's no body, there's no evidence of them even. Take the most recent member of the administration. We are in plenty contact with the administration elders, and one of the elders was called. There was no intention there. We feel like there are lies within the halls of the castle to keep these people there for some reason. We don't know what. That's why we seek entrance into the castle to find out, but the prince will not let us.
Okay,
why
hear
do
me
you
out.
think that is?
We live in a magical world. Why has someone not just truth spell or some sort of that might actually uncover the truth?
I know why it hasn't happened. Which of you two would like to volunteer for the truth spell first?
They both remain silent.
Yeah, that's why.
Okay, well, if everyone wants to be fair and actually discover what has happened, which I feel like might be the priority, maybe that's where we start.
Yeah, they can both
Egos
do a truth
aside.
spell.
On
And
each
then-
other, take in turns.
Yeah, and then like you're both being honest.
Fairness and equality.
Mm.
And if you've got something to hide, well then then don't hide it anymore.
No off-topic questions.
All right, Mr. Prince, man. Given that if it is the case that your father is like being influenced by these necromancers, we've met people that they can control, and other ones that are like trapped in a crypt and not allowed to leave, and if they do, they go crazy and try to kill everyone. Has your father been acting weird and maybe very paranoid and making you imprison or kill these people that are being invited to try and heal him?
Up until the most recent, I've been there for every occurrence of the attempt to cure him. He's weak. He's not a rabid wolf. He's not someone who is easily lashing out or violent. Can you consider that? Should there be witnesses that word wouldn't have spread already, and then people would have not gained confidence of their king?
Well, not if they're not leaving the castle after they visit.
Now, there are many a door.
Sometimes looking inward is the hardest way to look. Are you sure you're not being like overly paranoid about people? Is it a possibility?
Of course, but you can say the same for the 12.
Okay, well then, again, let's revisit this truth spell idea. Does anyone know how to cast this? Vital?
She shakes her head and she says, "No, that's knowledge beyond my."
Surely
Yeah.
someone from the 12 knows how.
Surely it's in a book around here somewhere.
But I don't know. Why would the Emerald Claw people looking at books here?
Yes, that's also a little weird.
As far as I know, they're like murderers, thieves, and assassins and stuff. Can't say
Feel like
murderers
maybe
in
a-
this accent.
That
Maybe
is-
a ransom or something of the sort. That just never got out.
Yeah, but why would this has nothing to do with like a ransom? It's like a magic
Oh
library.
no, separate thing entirely. Just like opportunistic, right time, right place.
Yeah, if I'd caught him here, I would steal a bunch of stuff as well before I left.
Did they
There is
catch
much
you
knowledge
here?
and
Were you
value.
already here and they captured you?
No, they found me and brought me here.
Yeah.
Where'd they find you?
I was lurking around the
I
castle.
was lurking.
Ah, see, I can be honest.
Lurking,
I
gherkin.
I was trying not to be found because of the intricacies of the suspicions of the 12, and so I was outside the castle walls, and I was taken from them there.
But I don't know, it seems very weird to me that like thieves, guild people would bring you to a magical library.
I don't doubt that the Emerald Claw has other intentions. Their intentions may be outside of what's going on here. They have their own goals and plots, I'm sure. But fear not that they will. The city guard will be told about this, and evidence will be shared, and they will be hunted down. You will be safe.
This is all just quite dramatic. And I think it really could just be solved with some sort of a truth serum.
Well,
You just both kind of have to put your egos aside.
the prince says, "Well, I'm not going to call another one of the 12. They will be biased."
Okay, great. Well then, what about the administration? We've been traveling with Lila for some time.
And she's
She's
not
an-
part of the administration as of.
She hasn't done that yet.
Oh.
She is an unbiased party, though.
The wizard, the lady says, "What does that mean?"
More important things to talk about. She's an unbiased party. Could you not trust her?
She is biased to the 12, says the prince.
She has been traveling with us for some time.
She's heard a lot of shit talk about them.
Ah, so that will change your opinion, Lila. And Lila says, well,
Probably wasn't the best thing to say.
No, I mean, unless she's heard both sides of the argument.
My point being, and yes, good point, Not a fan of the 12.
Bah. I look at the lady.
Nonchalant. I just don't care.
Some of them.
I don't know how either of you feel about them.
No, I didn't know about them until recently, and
Same.
I've met like 3 of them, and they all seem like pretty duplicative. But so does
Great.
everyone. So.
I'm also really sad because
True neutral.
my pretty dress is burned and I look like a chicken nugget burnt. I've got 6 health. I'm a burnt chicken nugget. I forgot about
I'm actually
that.
hurting pretty bad.
If anyone can fix my pretty dress, my hair's probably like I
can.
look like something's blown up in my face.
I'm gonna pull out a potion of healing and hand it to you. And
thank
you
you.
can roll 2d4.
Oh, really?
plus
You're gonna
4, I
make me
believe.
roll it?
Yeah. 2d4
You don't have to
plus
minus
4.
anything though.
Yeah, no minusing.
Oh shit! That's a 1 and a 1.
Oh my
Wait,
god.
that's a 3. Is that no? That's a 4. Okay, so 1, 1
plus
plus
4.
4.
6.
Thank you.
It's not much better, but hey, it's something.
Woohoo! We're up to 12.
Though the dress
Get it?
stays the
Uh-huh.
same in the same in the same burnt effect, your skin starts to mold together and
Less charred.
yes, layers of skin go
Don't
over
look
the
at chicken
wound.
nugget
Do I
anymore.
still burnt? Do I smell burnt?
No.
Do I smell burnt?
No, you're fine.
This wizard holds her staff up into the air now, and she whispers something, and you can see a glow of white and yellow emanate from the top of the staff. And immediately, a single book, green leather bound, flies out of one of the shelves on towards the very top of this room on the left, and it flies directly into her outstretched hand, and she closes her hand over it with a thump.
Dramatic.
She whispers another word, and the book opens in her single palm on its own, and the pages just continue to
What's the
fly
sound again? Sorry?
to fly in back to front, and eventually stay on a particular page. And you can see that these pages have gold and silver ink embedded within this thick, dark paper, and you can see that they're glowing. And she hands the book. She walks up to Lila and hands the book to her, and she says, "You can certainly try. Here is an instance of the spell in which your companions seek. Cast it and
She's
see."
quite talented. I don't think she needs to try. She'll just do it.
"And who will be asking said questions of
Shall not-
us?"
Well, we've determined that. Not a fan of the 12. Nonchalant. These two don't know enough to be biased. So I feel like one of them, if not both, can be the people that ask the questions.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Maybe we ask one each at a time. Or ask the same question to both. I don't know.
It's not that I'm not a fan. It's just that I live in this world.
What?
You know.
You're also from the Mora Holds.
What holes?
The Mora Holds. We'll go there one
It's
day,
in
I
the north.
guess.
It's like a mountain city.
Yes,
Fuck
and
that.
didn't
See
Bunch
you
of
tunnels.
you said
Mountains.
the 12 like
Fucked it up like 3 times.
right destruction.
As you watch Lila,
How does the 12 like the wizard lady? How does she react when we
holes.
talk about that?
there's no. You can make an insight check, but on a face value, there's no indication of.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's a reaction to they fucked up the entire Mora Holds. 22.
Okay. You're very confident that there was no indication of
care.
any
Looking at it.
caring, any surprise or shame in her face at all. No, she seems to be concentrating solely on the next part of this discussion. And Lila forms what looks to be
Janie!
a silvery blue sphere centered on the very center of this, between you and this wizard, and it's cast outward from the center. It's a 30-foot sphere that encompasses all of you.
Oh no.
And Lila,
We're all in the sphere?
well, currently simply because you are all next to
This
each
is a
other,
truth
yes.
sphere, right?
Lila nods and says, that is correct. And the prince immediately says, well, since we are going to be interrogating, perhaps you all would like to stay and your intentions made more clear. Or should you step away, suspicion will be cast upon you immediately, and perhaps another outcome might interrupt our proceedings.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah. What did you think I was going to walk away?
Very well. And Lila looks around and says, the floor is yours.
Has anyone resisted this spell?
Can I get everyone to roll a charisma saving throw, please?
That's a good question.
I wouldn't be resisting it, so
Fuck me.
consider it failed.
Fuck yeah.
What am I doing?
22.
What am I doing?
Charisma save. So you add
Oh,
an 8
plus
to
8.
it.
That's nice. What's 7 plus 8?
Plus 8? Jesus.
If
15.
as I understand it, no,
Let's make
I
up
wouldn't
somewhere.
resist it for the sake of
To make up for
Sure.
it.
not alerting them to the fact that I'm being dishonest. I
Sure.
can just talk bullshit if I need to.
Yeah.
Just like real life.
Dance.
So yes, you
around.
can choose to fail if you want to.
I choose
And
not to fail with
Good
a
one.
22.
22, okay.
I got a 15.
A 15, okay. So you've, Annalise particularly, because you rolled, you feel a sense as though someone is right behind you, and there's almost a figure you can see that has an effect as though you are being watched.
Just got a gun to your head. Tell the truth.
But looking in your peripherals, you don't
That's your
see
truth spell.
you don't see anything but Lila and your companions.
It's the embodiment of someone standing there being like, I'll fucking kill
Is there
you.
anything else that I...
There's no other feeling that
Know
you
about
that you
this?
gain, no. But you're aware that you have the spell that's surrounding you, one of truth, has overpowered your senses. And all your thoughts are now, and the rest of you as well, your thoughts are now only to what has actually happened in the past
Do I pass?
of yours. You feel no different. Lila says, I'd like to start then, unless you would like to ask the first question, Rin.
I did. Has anybody resisted this spell?
No, I haven't.
No.
I don't really care about you guys. So I'm more interested in the other two.
The prince says, I'm aware of what this spell entails, and no, I didn't put up any magical defenses. I know for a fact that the wizard also did not. We are ready, we are willing, and the wizard nods in agreement.
Seeing as how I always fail these anyways, but I'm going to try and gauge whether I do I believe they
Sure,
are
yeah.
being truthful.
Is this the type of spell? What spell is this?
Zone of truth.
So this is the type of spell where, for the people that are affected by it, they can't lie,
But
but
they
they
don't
can
have to-
choose not to answer.
That's right.
Yes.
Just so you know, you can choose not to answer or talk around what you're trying to say, but you can't lie.
Okay.
Correct.
It's a 13.
A 13. The look of them, both of them, just seem as though that they are simply willing to proceed. They don't. There's no indication of any deceit from them when the prince spoke. Though it's a bit harder to tell from the wizard if there's any indication of her lying. She just simply nodded, and her face remained impassive.
Alright. Have either of you intentionally killed an innocent person?
They both respond with yes.
I've all laughed. Christ. I mean, Dado.
We don't know the wizard lady's name, do we? Cool.
What is your name?
I wondered that too.
I am Matron Zala.
You can text him that one time.
I am the Archmage of House Vidalis.
Are you,
What?
I am the Archmage that represents House Vidalis.
are you aware of the necromancers in Vedica and probably here?
The prince shakes his head immediately, says, "No, I'm not, until you spoke of this, I was unaware." And the...
Wait, it's Matron Rose, isn't it?
Oh, sorry, it was Rose. Apologies, Rose.
No,
sorry.
that's all good. I just saw it in my notes.
So
That's
sorry,
all good.
Rose. Sorry, different person. Yeah, Rose. Matron Rose. Matron Rose says, "I also was unaware of the understanding of there being of what exactly was in Vedica. We were told quite soon after that there was activity of evil there, although we didn't get a good sense of what it was until Avalea, a companion, entered."
If a member of the administration was to hypothetically resign, would you take their memories?
Are you asking both of them, or
Just saying it to the room,
Oh, sure.
as in,
Matron Rose says...
it's obviously directed
Sure.
towards her, but
Matron Rose immediately says, "We are not privy to the full administration's rulings and policies. We are connected to them in an alliance of sorts, and we help govern the recruitment aspect and also let them know of any new dealings that the royal families and the councils of that govern each country entail, but we don't intricately micromanage them."
So you don't know if they'd take her memory?
I'm not sure.
Their memories.
If that is the case, then that is new information, and that is not something that we would necessarily agree with. Is this something that is in fact occurring?
No,
You can't lie.
not that I know
You don't know.
of. I don't know.
it is what we have heard, but I would not say by a creditable source.
Well, let us hope that is not the truth, because that is quite frankly alarming.
Well,
I would have an idea that the administration has secrets to hide that they do not want others to seek, and that is not a part of who we are.
Well, I guess I'd have no idea who to trust here, or to, in fact, why I'm even in charge of this conversation.
Have we not spoken the truth to each question? We have not remained silent, says the wizard.
Yes, but you can also dance around the truth. And I know that some of you are very powerful mages who might be able to resist this, but here's a bit of a tidbit so it's not just one way. One of the members of the 12 were once a necromancer. And we were tasked to kill them by a different necromancer, which luckily we have escaped. But I would assume if they wanted to kill him, that he's probably not on their side, but might be worth investigating if a king of the region is maybe afflicted by this.
I see.
It's Volan, by the way. He's the House Civis 12 member, if you don't know.
Yes, I'm well aware.
From Zelago, maybe. That's where he is. I don't know if that's where he's from.
Are there any questions that like
Staring
you
shit
two want to ask each other?
That's a good question. That's a good idea.
Because it seems like the argument is kind of between you two, or like the 12 and the royal family. So like, would it not be best to just like, you guys ask each other your questions now while we're here, and then you guys sort your own
Your shit
questions?
out.
Yeah. You know,
Sort it out.
like, yeah.
You know, whatever.
Witnesses.
Questions. What do you want to ask each other?
The prince immediately says, "What are your suspicions, Matron Rose, upon the royal family, that you deem us to be hiding something? That you are suspicious of us?" And Matron Rose, for the first time, doesn't speak.
Oh, come on.
That's sus.
You kind of have to speak. If we're all
You're
gonna
going
be
to
honest.
get to ask a question back. Why don't you just answer?
Is it like the rumors that they are vampires?
You're being super lame right now.
I thought that they were lizard people.
No, that's the other government.
Truly.
The rumors
So
are
lame.
the rumors are that the family, the family of the royal family of Korth are indeed vampires,
Are they?
suffering from the rumor has it.
Ooh.
Rumor has it.
Hot.
Okay. I turn to the prince.
Vampire.
Are you a vampire?
The prince smiles and he
Does
shakes.
he have fangs?
He shakes his head. You can see he's mirthful about that question,
Aw.
and he says,
What?
"The rumors are in fact true.
Oh, he is a. You are a vampire? That's fine.
I am. It's a wonder that you put these spells on us. You force us to speak. If we did not speak, it would cause you to be suspicious. These spells are innately flawed, aren't they?
You eating innocent people?
Eating, I wouldn't call it
Are you
eat.
drinking the blood of innocent people who have not consented to you giving up their blood?
Sustainability is what Korth is built
So
on.
yes.
And so, yes. Yes, these people are not
Well,
a.
guess it's gonna be
Well,
alright.
you have my consent.
Annalise is like, you're the
Maybe.
thirstiest person in this campaign. It's so good.
He says,
I'm taken.
these people will not be, let us say.
Is it because they're bad people or because no one will miss them?
No one will miss them.
Oh, that's not
Aw.
good.
No one will miss them.
This guy's eating the homeless. What are you doing?
The prince laughs
the
at that and he says, there are things that perhaps are outside of your understanding of running a city, Ivor, the dwarf, that are perhaps at some point we could have really come to an understanding, perhaps sat down and talked it out.
Why? What does eating people have to do with running a city?
Not necessarily only, that is just but a small part of this, of a much larger piece.
I feel that it doesn't have to be.
Well, in any case, unfortunately, that conversation may not happen anymore. We're at a bit of an impasse, I feel.
No, I think now it's
Yeah.
it's your turn to actually ask her a question.
No. He asked the question first.
No, didn't she just ask if he was a vampire?
No, I.
No,
asked
we
that.
asked if he was a vampire.
Oh, right. Okay, well, whoever's turn it is, there's someone's turn.
Next.
There's no need for any fucking violence. Like, chill. It's going to be okay.
the prince turns towards Matron Rose and he looks directly at her and he says, "There's been a secret for some time. Hundreds of years. Rumors abound, of course, because we look so much alike, the royal family. Some would argue that the same person has been running the city
That makes more sense.
for much longer than the hierarchy and the family tree would permit.
Who started it? Who was first?
Chaos the first.
So do you just like pretend that you're someone
What?
new each like every couple of however many years? Do you just be like, yeah, this is my kid now, and are you the
boy.
king?
My boy.
That's my boy.
Well done. You've solved it.
Oh, the king's not sick.
So smart.
So you,
It's like a ruse, so you can supplant him.
so are you
Yourself.
sick then? No, I get it.
Oh, that makes
Gotcha.
sense.
Are you telling us this?
Holy shit! The house is coming down.
I have no question. Are you telling us this because we're in imminent danger that we're not aware of and won't be able to arrest you immediately following this interaction?
Understand that your conversation with me, your forcing this spell on me was
You
not a
literally
wise
consented to this.
That's not an answer.
You quite literally consented to this.
That's not an answer about the imminent danger.
Yes, but you chose the questions, didn't you?
Oh.
How does this motherfucker think that he's going to fight through all of us?
Can I suss out the room for imminent danger? I'm start looking around.
Make a perception check for imminent danger.
Thanks, just you know.
Yeah, Bam, is this like the first time ever where like the same battle map's going to get reused?
Yeah.
I hope not. I'm still in 12 health.
Also a member of the 12. Like, I think we've maybe got him.
That's a 5.
A 5?
Why is everyone
There's
like that?
nothing that has changed in this room since you've arrived that would indicate that there's a difference or any further danger in this room at the moment. No. Is there anything in particular you were looking for?
I'm going to take one step back from him. I'm
Yep.
going to say, you better not bite us.
I think you should just ask your question and we can move on to that after.
This guy's going to bite us 100%.
Oh, maybe you.
I am the yummiest looking. Thank you.
Matron Rose has
Well.
already has her staff already pointed directly towards the prince,
Oh, come on.
and
settle
she
down.
says, I feel this is the moment where you should all leave and I can deal with the prince.
Hold on. Just a couple more questions, just out of personal. I feel like we've earned that. Your Majesty, the King. How are you? For now. Do you know who attacked the Wayfarers in Avaroth?
He gives you a curious look and he says, I'm sorry, no, I'm not sure.
No.
Is that significant in some way to you?
Oh, he was married to a wayfarer.
The distance didn't work.
You can't lie. You literally cannot lie. That's why I'm lying for you.
I know I can't lie.
The distance was hard.
Distance in general was just hard.
Mood.
I don't know, maybe you learned something. There was, okay, I'll turn to, do you know? Your wizardliness?
Matron Rose.
Matron Rose, your wizardliness?
She says, we have people investigating this currently. What my thought, however, is of this particular moment, should the questions then cease, I'm concerned your lives are now in imminent danger.
Yeah, me too.
When are they not?
I feel like
So-
we've been in danger for so long.
I don't get, if you're the king and the king's not sick, then what was that about the people with the trying to heal the king that you killed because they? I
I
don't
think that was a lie, darling.
Yeah, to cover up that he's been eating them.
Oh. Okay.
And I thought you had it. You had it in one.
I was close.
That's really mean.
It's alright.
Truth spell was a really good idea.
He can
Yes.
me.
10 out of 10 on that one.
Thank you.
Okay, no credit for like remembering everything that's happened.
Yeah, thank you for that also.
So that means that we're all affected by this too.
Well, yeah, as far as I can tell.
Look suspiciously at all of my colleagues.
I liked how you guys everything anyway.
That's true. Do you think you will ever get over the sneezing thing?
No,
Okay, good to know.
I told you it's like in my head.
No, that's fine. I'm just asking you now just to make sure you weren't being dramatic.
I don't know if there was like any magical person that I could trust, like Lila, you're kind of there, that could like cure it, then maybe I would. But for real, don't sneeze if you meet other shifters.
Who is the least cool person in our group? You don't have to answer.
Are you trying to spare Kailani's feelings?
That's also a fair question.
Everyone like apples.
Yes. I do.
I don't really eat them.
What
Likewise.
about eggs?
No, not after your encounters with them.
That's very broad. I like some eggs.
Which eggs don't you like that you eat?
Well, like, I'm just picturing, like, a slimy one that, like, opens up at the end. Like, I probably wouldn't want to eat one of those eggs, like bug eggs or something, like from a giant centipede.
That tracks.
There are so many questions I would like to ask you.
Fire away. I've never lied.
Wait, is that a
When
lie?
you've asked me about my history and backstory to etc.
History and backstory.
That is, the words are ripped from my mouth.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
the
yeah,
spell.
yeah. Love it.
I would ask you, but I don't like that they're here for it. So you are spared.
Fair enough.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
The prince says, "Are we done with the questions then?"
If we're done, does that mean we're in danger?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, danger.
I don't
Yeah,
know. Like,
are
are you?
Are you gonna hurt us or bite us or
Like, are you, from a general standpoint of like the average citizen
Good.
of this of Korth, would you be considered evil
Do you look like Dylan O'Brien?
or bad at least?
Owen Wilson.
Not
Quite
Owen
quite
Wilson.
a relative
Please no.
term.
Yeah, but like from the average citizen who's just living on the street, is your existence like probably going to be bad for them?
Good question.
Like I don't know if vampires are like necessarily evil or not.
Nah.
Do you understand vampires?
Not really, no, not at all. I don't understand much of the place.
In history and in lore, we are known for being evil. But consider this.
There's a
Korth,
lot of fantasy written about them.
Korth and Karnath have existed on the back of the ruling of our kind for generations and more. And it is a strong, safe, flourishing, in fact, the second or third most flourishing country in all of Corvair. We succeed. Our intentions are perhaps different from other rulers, but we are not as greedy in the coin we seek and the power we hold. As a compromise, people who are not going to be remembered, people without families, perhaps disappear every now and again. the greater good, as they say. But should you be so blind and short-sighted and see us only in one mirror, then there is no way that this conversation is going to be a peaceful one. Broaden your horizons.
I don't think any of us are accusing you of being evil.
I
vampires
literally
didn't
just
have a
like asked
reflection.
contrary to that.
And what will you say when you leave here unscathed?
Oh, frankly, I don't care. I really don't care what
In
you
passing, and if you're drunk and you spurt out voices and things.
Listen
that
here, you are not the only person in this room, in fact, that has dealt with prejudice based on assumptions of the wider community.
And he points to you and says, the nonchalant one.
In terms of the 12, yes, I am nonchalant. Thank you very much. But I understand that it's frustrating. But you are amongst people that have actually experienced very similar assumptions or prejudice. Don't make an assumption based on one question about who you're eating, turn into a, oh, they're going to go and tell everyone how evil we all are. Frankly, I don't give a fuck. It means nothing to me. People kill people for far less than food. It is what it is. It sucks. No pun intended. But it is just the circle of life and death, I guess. That is not a lie.
And would you all seek the same resolution? Do you see us as simply turning the wheel in life and leave us be? Or are you going to tell on us?
I don't really know who we'd tell.
Yeah, I mean, who would believe us anyway?
Yeah,
There's
and
already
these guys are like my only
there's
friends,
already enough
so.
rumors around.
Do you know how much power it takes to spread something like that to the entire of Corvair? Truly so much. We are not powerful beings.
And what have you? And the prince looks at Matron Rose. And Matron Rose, still within the circle of the zone of truth, says. She looks at you all first, and she says, "Sorry."
Is it really that big of a deal? Why does it matter to the 12, since this whole truth spear is still going? Why does it matter to the 12 that they are vampires? Have they ruled Korth in a way that is, until recently, I guess, aggressively evil? Because I don't believe I have heard of it being aggressively evil here. I'm also quite young. Leave me alone.
Matron Rose says, "It is always going to be that question, is it? What if? What if?" And that is the same question that any king or queen will be asked. Should they have connections to evil cults, evil things, people with ill intentions? My concern is that one day they are more likely than those other rulers, much more likely because of the power they hold, to seek more.
Yeah, but I feel like that could be like a later problem. Whereas, like, if you start trying to cause stuff now, then it might actually lead to that, you know? Like they could be like happy and chill and fine and like go about their own business, and then you could be like, nah, don't do that, and then they'll be like, oh, well, fuck you, and then, you know, it all kind of goes back around, and then they're evil because you were mean to them first.
Matron Rose looks at the prince and she says, "Speak plainly, prince, king. What will you do with me if you let these folk leave?" And the prince says, "You're one of the 12. You will not leave."
I have a DM question.
Sure.
Just before you start fucking fighting each other. Fighting yourself, I guess. Not to bring up the 5, but the 5, I assume that the knowledge of them included Farizo.
Yes, stories are written about that.
And Osei and Regav.
Yep.
As like people involved.
Yeah.
Is it common knowledge in that story that Osei was a vampire originally?
Make a history check.
Hey, good people can be vampires too. That's an 18.
An 18. The knowledge of it was similar to the scenario you have here. Rumor. The texts that particularly mention Osei and her vampirism are not
Speculative.
are all speculative, and
Right.
by all I mean in about 100 books you might have read about the 5 and their companions. One of them might have mentioned it.
Right.
So rare, as well as still not being proven.
It's like the Avril Lavigne rumor, which is actually true.
But she's dead and
She's
someone
so
else.
dead. Melissa. She's there.
Fair.
Do I know? Am I able to separate my like lore knowledge of what will kill a vampire from what I know from my magical
Yeah.
studies will actually kill a vampire? Like, is it stake through the heart?
History versus Arcana really would do it, if that's what you mean, or do you mean in or out of character?
I'm just trying to figure out if I stake this vampire, is it going to die?
Okay, yeah. In which case you can either choose history or Arcana.
You just want to know how to kill a vamp.
Yeah.
What are you choosing?
I choose. So, like, sunlight's not going to do it, right? There's natural light in this room.
There is natural light coming into this room, and this vampire doesn't seem to be affected.
Okie dokes.
Sick.
Then I'm going to choose Arcana.
I choose you, Pokemon.
For a 13.
For Arcana.
A 12, sorry. Forgive me. 12. Quick maths.
Okay. Your Arcana check has had you believe that there's not any. You don't remember any particular writings that have through magical means that have specifically said how to kill a vampire. There are people who have attempted to, as almost scientific experiments, as to how best to do so. One of the ways at which people had tried was to douse them in running water, tie them up and put them underneath a waterfall, essentially. And that was somewhat successful before the story holds that the vampire then the experiment didn't finish for whatever reason, but there was no understanding as to why. No, a stake through the heart to your knowledge won't do it. And you don't quite know about sunlight. You're not quite sure, because it's the confusing part is this. You've heard it could, but this particular person is fully lit and not affected.
He's lit. I hate to be speculative.
Is it real sunlight?
Oh my god.
There is sunlight coming in from all sides.
I hate to be speculative, but was one of the companions of the 5 not potentially a vampire also? And like, didn't they save the world? I'm not saying that the prince is going to save the world. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm just saying there are instances where they are not evil.
I think this guy's eating people.
Yeah, just because they don't have a family.
Okay.
That's
Yeah, but
Have you
that's
or
in the
have you not?
cons,
She
That's
has
on
to
this
eat
side.
something.
Have you or have you not killed innocent people
As in, like,
that didn't deserve it?
no. Not to the best of
Even
my knowledge.
accidentally.
No, you left those potions out. So no. So no.
Never.
Never. To the best of my knowledge.
What about you?
I've never intentionally directly killed an innocent person, but innocent people have died around actions that I have taken, usually in reaction to other people doing things.
That's crazy how this truth spell works. So we're talking about the same thing. So it's a yes and a no. Wild.
And what about you?
No.
You killing innocent people?
No. I'm not affected by this spell.
I don't know that. Cool, alright.
So, my point being, anyone has the power to kill innocent people. It's just what they killed them for.
And technically, if he's hungry and he needs to eat, then it's not a bad thing to.
Could you not just have a steak?
Ivor does a dance of blame. Thanks, Ben.
Thank you. Why you gotta eat people? All of the time.
Next time,
seriously.
do it with a dab.
Why? Seriously, could you not just eat like a goat or something?
Do you have to kill them to eat, or?
Yeah. That's another good question.
Or at least like
That is
prisoners who
No,
have been
I'm
like,
asking for a friend.
you know, 100% no doubt killed people or something. Not
If you
just
must
like
have
Sally who
knowledge-
doesn't have parents.
If you must have knowledge
Okay,
on our
story.
kind, know that they have not died.
Oh, we'll see.
Oh, so you're not killing these people?
So you just made an incredibly blunt assumption.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Well,
And you
don't
know I
we?
mean that.
That's assuming that someone's like disappearing and getting their blood sucked and
Yes.
they probably died. That's,
Wait a second.
you don't need to
Hold on.
apologize for that.
Where are they disappearing to then? Are you turning them into more vampires? Are you building a vampire army?
That's a good question. That is a great question.
Yeah,
I definitely overlooked that.
yeah. Actually, now that you're in this little bubble, do you know the Lady of Lips? Is she real?
And who is she?
Is she like your mum or something?
And I'm asking you too, I say to Matron Rose. Who is she?
Matron Rose shakes her head and she says, I'm not aware.
Where is she?
Okay, so back to the army.
No,
Who
no,
are
just wait,
you?
Vampire
wait,
army?
wait till he answers.
Who are you?
These are two questions, two separate questions. Which one was first?
Just answer them both.
Am I raising a vampire army? Was that the question?
That's question one.
If, and please add a little addendum to that, if you've now already raised a vampire army, we'd like to hear about that too.
What about just like where the people, like what happened to them? Where'd they go?
Yeah.
Goodness. Well,
We're just interested. Maybe we're. No.
That's a lot of questions in one. Do you know what? Just
if you would like to be a part
Not what
of
I meant.
this,
Not what I meant. No, genuinely not what I meant.
what did you say?
I was gonna say something else, and then I was like, nope, I'm not gonna continue down that path because I don't want to fight.
we of the royal family do not intend to raise a vampiric army, no.
Okay, great.
Though it is an idea. Intriguing.
Oh, no.
Have you already
Genie.
raised a vampiric
Possibly
army?
that's him.
No, we have not. Though again, the idea is quite interesting.
Where are the people that you eat upon?
They
You eat them. They're just a table. Like,
I don't mean it like that.
they abide in the
Naked
castle
lady covered in sushi.
Korth. There is a particular harem of people who are kept there.
Oh, it's one of those anime.
And they are, on occasion, tended to.
Do they live good lives? Of comfort and not fear?
They are, rest assured, they do not know fear.
Do they know anything?
Is that because
Or
they're
are
out of
they-
their minds?
Yeah.
With dehydration?
It is still a topic of great discussion amongst my family as to the state of them. They sit in stupor.
Oh, that's not nice.
The
that's almost worse. I
So they're kinda like
probably would have preferred them
Blood
dying.
slaves.
Yeah, wait, did you refer to them as a harem?
What's that?
Do
A
you,
collective group of people.
do you know a person called Alafik?
It is a name I've heard. Why is this?
Well, again, I got no idea which group is doing right or wrong or not, so I may as well tell you. If you do know him, he might be infiltrating your family.
I see. It's an ugly mug, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got like one eye and one ear. And, like missing teeth and stuff.
Ah, yes. Yes, I'm not sure why that name has reached you, Shifter, but he...
Know the name, just so you're aware. It's Rin. He did introduce himself. You should probably call him by it.
Rin, whether or not he is an enemy or a friend, he now abides in the same harem as the rest of them.
We'll talk about it later.
Alright, well, I don't know.
Punch you.
Like a big party.
Just maybe
Yes.
watch him or something if you are not evil, because I think that was his plan.
Can we go?
Yeah. Maybe and no.
His plan was to infiltrate my family.
Good fucking god.
Well, the bit of information that I had was like he's being backed by the Boromar clan, and that he needed to infiltrate his way into your group.
That fucking bunch.
Whoa.
What is your connections with the Boromar clan, should you know of it?
Or that I want to not be around them.
Have you been?
Well, they're everywhere, so yeah. I bumped into one of them. She was like eavesdropping on us in one of the other districts here. Her name was Mina.
I remember her.
Yet another thorn at my side. Very well, have your questions been answered?
Have yours.
I seek no more questions.
Great.
It'll be before like anything kicks off. Miss Matron Rose, same question that I asked him before. From the average person who lives here in this city, is your group's existence going to make their life better or worse?
Whose lives?
Just like from the average person's standpoint.
We believe we are doing good, and we have received no word otherwise. When we advise for the progress of society. Should there be divination magic that detects a drought, we are there to curb this so that the crops continue to grow. Do your history. There have been no such disasters, natural or magical, in years, because we have been there to intercede.
When you said that you killed innocent people, was that just for convenience?
Yes.
It's not as good as eating someone.
But I don't know. Are you going to ask something?
Why? I know the basis of where this, I guess, kind of started. But why does teleportation continue to be illegal?
Well, you know the basis of the reasoning.
Yes, but anything could be used to infiltrate, as we've just learnt about the Boromar clan and those people. It doesn't necessarily have to be a teleportation spell. And surely there are magics powerful enough to bar people from using this kind of magic in specific places where it becomes apparently bad.
Not without destroying them in the process. Matron Rose responds, there have been instances where we have been able to stop people from teleporting, yes, though that law stands because to do so would destroy them.
There, you can't just use like an anti-magic field of sorts.
It is one such option that we are still attempting to perfect until we are confident that we can allow this magic to exist without causing harm.
Have you ever had to travel for days on horseback? Because it really fucking sucks.
She furrows her eyes at that point. Are we really having this discussion?
Yes, it's about, if you're here to take feedback while you can't lie, then great. I'll give it to you. Not teleporting sucks. Just an FYI. I've never done it myself, but I would like to.
I have a question. Where can I find a baby pegacorn? Like dead serious.
Yeah.
She just stares down.
Matron Rose says there is only one place of note that you may be interested in, and it does well in Karnath, and that is in Korth particularly, in one of the districts that offers magical mounts, but they are quite expensive.
Can you give one to her?
No.
Why? We've just uncovered all of this incredible information. I think that would be a minimal reward, really.
Yes, I believe we should be paid.
With pegacorns.
It is not up to me. I do not breed them personally.
Okay, well, maybe you could just make a call.
I can speak on your behalf, but I will have to survive this encounter first, as well as...
She grabbed me.
You'll find it in the High Court ward in Korth, and which is just inside the entrance of the eastern gate.
Thank you.
Look how excited she is now. If you let her down or disappoint her, I will be very disappointed in you.
Are you concerned that you're not going to be able to capture one vampire? Aren't you one of the 12?
At this point, she straightens up, and you can see her hold the staff in a more of a defensive stance now across her body, and she says, "If this is all to be believed, the person standing in front of you, by rights, is the most powerful vampire in current history."
Just call the other 12 then. Easy. 911, what's your emergency?
Should I even attempt at defensive magic, I would be perhaps a little distracted. Vampires and their powers can be great. They resist magic quite easily.
But if he's not hurting anyone, really, technically.
It's more about him now going after her, I think.
Which then kind of comes back to what I was saying before, whereas like if she just kind of left it and then then
Yes.
it would have been fine.
You're probably correct, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if the blood harem's cool. Are we cool with that?
It's a party. He said it's a party.
No, it's like a...
You literally said yes. This is why she believes this now.
Well, it
Is a harem not a party?
No, you asked me what a harem was. The blood harem's different.
It's not good. We don't like.
Party with blood.
No.
Okay, shall we let them dance then?
Yes.
So
Yeah, like I don't really know which one is actually more evil here.
Well, yes, maybe we just let them juice it out between each other.
they're like, what's the worst that's gonna happen for like both sides? If we,
Oh. If you survive this encounter, will you leave us alone? I asked the prince.
If you survive it.
No, if you survive this, will you let us just go and not muck with us afterwards?
Yes, that would be ideal.
Well, like keep in mind that I like told you a few things that I don't know if I should have or not, but at least it's we did something for you. We also like try to rescue you from Emerald Claw people, but now that it's apparent that you're super powerful, like I kind of feel like you wanted that to happen.
Yeah, but is it? Oh,
He smiles at that and he says, I assume that was the question.
It's part of the facade,
he
I
just
dare
wanted to
say.
be bound. That's fine.
The Emerald Claw indeed has been a thorn on our side,
Good.
and to that effect, their attempts at capturing me were childish. I had to be quite easily taken so that I can understand their reasoning to be here. I have also found that out.
Alright, so technically we have not wronged you at all. 12 lady. Technically we have not wronged you at all. Like, I don't know what the... Like, just back away a little bit.
Yeah, can we go?
At that point, you see,
And I started blasting.
you can see Matron Rose put her staff gently onto the ground and she holds her hands up in supplication. And she says, and at that point, the sphere also 10 minutes have passed. The sphere
Excellent.
disappears, and the writing in the book of Lila's that Lila's holding also vanishes, as though a scroll has been used. The one time has passed.
Oh, you should grab that book.
Though there does seem to be other pages that glow slightly. Lila says, that was the spell spent. And Mason Rose says, I feel like we need not to become hasty with our violence. Now that these truths have been shared, and you're right, your intentions, and you have not wronged us in any way. Secrets have been shared, however. That is the cost of asking the questions.
Yeah, but not really your secrets. They're more the prince's secrets.
Yes, you can refer to him now as King.
Oh yeah, sorry.
King Caius, in fact, and if he's to be believed, the first.
Oh.
And the king looks toward you all and gives you this gentle nod and says, that is the correct title, yes. And as he smiles, you can see these two very long, very sharp fangs. Very, very shiny and white, without any sort of browning at all. And you watch as these teeth...
Damn, who's his dentist?
You see these teeth stay. They stay as he continues to smile, and you can see that his eyes start to become more and more bloodshot red. Those are the only two other indicators of his change. And he says, yes, unfortunately, the intention versus the outcome is going to be a little changed.
This is so stupid.
Lila was never going to leave this wizard to get murked anyway. Where are you?
Lila says,
Lila, what? Lila?
Matron Rose,
Yeah, Lila, you aren't going to leave one of the 12 to get killed, are you?
I would have thought that she would have taken care of herself, to be honest with you.
Hell yeah, we trained her good.
Nice.
Carry on.
Oh,
Lila just looks directly towards Matron Rose and says, are you going to help us? Pick up the staff. And the Matron Rose
Why
shakes...
would he be attacking us?
Yeah, I thought we weren't
We
fighting.
literally have done nothing wrong.
oh, you're gonna take us to the blood harem, aren't you?
Yay!
Not yay.
Okay.
The king...
Night Ash.
Goodbye, Ash. The king smiles and he says, a bright one, your companion. See, we always seek diversity. So yes, should you have now but a choice. The secret you have gained is not to your favor. Come with me, we will take great care of you.
I would rather not.
Okay, now it's getting like more apparent on which side we should be on.
Oh, I misread this situation. You're not going to fight each other, are you?
It's really stupid, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're just innocent bystanders.
See, that's so... Yeah, it's how I turn to Matron Rose. Your order always falls so short of my expectations. You're not going to help us, are you? You're going to run while he takes us.
Oh, yeah, she absolutely is. Maybe you were right about the 12.
The king
They do
says,
suck.
"No, I'm sorry. You are wrong in both regard. The matron, unfortunately, has been given a new sight,
Ew.
and she and I will walk side by side as we walk together
Gross.
towards the castle again."
Really?
And the matron rose. Make perception checks if you don't mind.
Sure, why not? Backpack.
Natural one.
Oh, 17. It's nice. What a perception.
Perception.
22.
Perception. -2. Shit.
16.
16, 15.
What was that, Rin?
16.
16. So everyone bar Ivor notices that the matron Rose's gaze is not directed at any of you anymore, but she seems to be staring past you. Her eyes have almost glazed over. And the king says, "Yes, she and her have come to an accord. She will not do harm to me."
That's a neat trick. Where did you learn it?
The smile returns and the teeth form out, and he says, "Many a year of practicing, my dear."
No, you can call me by my name, thank you. That's disgusting. Gross.
Why don't you sit over there, Matron Rose, for now, for the moment? We have some
Oh, bonk
children
her on
who
the head,
don't
please.
want to behave. And Matron Rose immediately, without a thought, turns and she sits down on a chair not far from you, down the stairs. And you are all still side by side with King Caius, with the door on your back. And he says, "She will be safe.
Yeah, that was my biggest concern.
So shall we?"
Could you let us long rest first?
There does not need to be violence. You can leave with me. We can go to the castle. There you will be looked after.
I'm good, but thank you for the offer. You should answer very similarly. Don't let him take you there. That's a bad place. Say no.
Okay. I'll just stand by. I'm just gonna stand behind Kalani and be like,
I assumed you both are
hold me back.
unfortunately
Let me at him. Okay.
not
Whoa.
willing to accompany.
Can I answer that? By throwing a psychic knife at Matron Rose
Sure.
to, I hope, give her a attempt to,
Save.
break out of
Yeah.
whatever trance or charming
Sure.
effect is potentially on her.
Absolutely.
Smart.
Smart.
Wow.
That is an 19 to hit.
Hits.
Okay.
Wow.
Tell you what, I'll just do that. Ugh. Alright. 6 points of psychic damage.
All right. Though you see nothing from her face, you can see her body shuffle a little to the side as though she's tensed up. And King Caius looks towards her a little confusingly and then shakes his head a little and says, we were this close. You truly are only children. You only seek chaos and not order.
We didn't really ask for
I guess
fight though.
I guess you will all simply need a lesson in behavior. and with a hand quicker than lightning, faster than your eyes were to blink, he reaches out and with force far greater than you would have thought, rips out the stomach of Lila as her innards just pour out of her and splatter across the ground, and she, without a breath, slams headfirst into the ground.
Oh, Lila.
And we're going to take a 10-minute break at that point.
What the fuck?
I guess technically we succeeded in the quest of her not having a job anymore.
Hey! Can we level up?
Wait, hold on. You've been banned.
I'm in band? Okay, cool. Cool, that's good.
You should level up.
Oh, the king's been banned. Good. Interesting band. Good, good.
Good.
Oh,
Hey, Ben can use these redeems because he's at home.
we'll be back in 10 minutes to see what the other half of this
Wrong.
No, sorry.
is going to shed light on. Thank you. We'll be back shortly. See you
Motherfucking
soon.
stay.
We're going to take the quickest 10-minute break.
Oh!
That
Roll the damage! I've waited this long!
So I'm rolling the damage and not fudging at all, so let's see what happens.
Oh! No!
Wrong one, another round?
Oh, jeez. They're calling for a cliffhanger.
Well, he'll roll it. And then
Oh my god, stop rolling! Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see how much damage Amara gets after we come back from a 10-minute break.
I hate this game.
We'll see everybody in 10 minutes.
And I rolled a 20, 25 for
Okay.
stealth check. 25.
Okay.
Oh, that's a bad laugh.
That's bad.
It's a bad laugh. That's a wheeze.
Is that a
It's an
nat 20?
evil wheeze.
18 for me.
Is that a nat 20?
So you all start walking
18.
down.
Hold on a second.
gonna leave my hand like this for a moment.
Stop flexing your muscles.
The team is happy. It's all bad.
As Amara starts to race towards Rook, you have just been handed the potion. And you saw Amara then just disappear. As you turned to attempt to uncork it and hand it to Osei, the battle's over. And with that swift motion, you look down, and the twitching has stopped. And in front of you, smoke coming out of the body of Osei, now still.
Do I see this?
Yeah.
Thorum! Thorum, help her!
I'm gonna walk on over and look down at her. How's she look? Is there any sign of life?
Make a medicine check.
How's she look? Dead.
That's a nat 1.
After the last question he asked, I pull into the rucksack from the back and present a cup. And I say to it, "This is King Boronel's personal possession."
After 53 sessions! The camera looks like he's gonna cry.
You may if you want.
Sorry, continue.
For anyone who doesn't know, it's taken 53 sessions for Ben to know how to say King Boronel. That is going on TikTok later.
I was clapping because you had components ready.
I'd be just trying to get next to Rook, trying to grab his hand and
Mm-hmm.
just, hey,
Dench, I thought you were Osei?
I'll say something to you.
What is it?
Come here.
What happened?
You look really good right now.
No one's ever really taken notice of it. Now's not the time, I think.
There's always a time for love.
Welcome back.
By far the weirdest way to start a stream. We should have called this ASMR cheese eating.
As you look upon this beast, winds buffer, the red scales blind every eyes. The dragon attacks all around you. Birds fly away. Make your attack.
Oh yeah, he fucked up.
Charlie into to Rook and says, "Look, this is getting a bit corny."
Oh, dance again, quick!
It's Aaron Cochran, that's why.
I'm gonna. I'm gonna transform.
You got a massage it.
It puts the lotion on its skin.
It puts. Oh, we're lotioning.
Oh no! This is very uncomfortable. I'm glad I did.
Shake off the excess.
Shake it all off.
That was wonderful.
Very
I
moist.
have nightmares tonight. I'm not good with words. But I think when I think back to everything that I've done since like day one with these motherfuckers, like you were there always. And you were like the only one that actually listened to me for a really long time. So, duh. Of course I got like all feelsy and stuff. And then Dench came along. God. I was so jealous. So fucking jealous. I don't think it's fair to tell you how I feel if I don't get to stay. That would be cruel. But I think you know.
Well, Amara, I love you. And I will wear the cruelty because I think it is worth it. It's worth every moment we've had, and it is every memory.
Mara's just gonna be like, not of lava, but single tear. And she's just gonna be like, I love you too. I'm sorry I didn't say it.
It's Aaron Cochran, that's why. Yeah.
Can you do that again?
I will not do that. It's that you're trying to bandage up gaping holes in his chest. And
I got you, buddy.
you kind of now realize that your initial investigation of his body reveals that his head is missing.
I thought I had him there, guys.
Tell us the things you're going to tell us.
Okay,
and maybe we'll let you live.
Yeah, if it's
Are you lying?
I'll actually laugh. Like in character.
Are your shoulders like that? Like,
It comes out exactly like that.
I don't know what they're gonna do.
You have feathers in your hand of this Pegasus.
Do we see the children?
Yes. Yes.
I'm gonna try and catch the children.
All right. They're moving very quickly. So what's your flying speed?
My flying speed full is 60 feet.
Okay. 60 feet. Okay. They're falling a bit faster, but you can attempt to.
Is our first kill in the campaign 2 innocent children?
And as you get closer, you see lives. And this cage that it now looks like it is so packed with corpses, squished together. As you get a closer look, this symbol is depicting 2 companies or houses, but they are together. They're on the same bit of metal. They depict the house that your parents are working in. And they depict the symbol on the other side of House Tarot.
Oh, fuck you.
And we're gonna end that. And we're gonna end that tonight.
And that's it. That's it, everybody.
We're gonna take the quickest 10-minute break.
Oh!
No!
Roll the damage!
I've waited this long!
So I'm rolling the damage and not budging at all, so let's see what happens.
Oh!
Wrong one, another round?
Oh, jeez. They're calling for a cliffhanger.
Well, he'll roll it. And then
Oh my god, stop rolling!
Oh, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see how much damage Amara gets after we come back from a 10-minute break.
I hate this game.
We'll see everybody in 10 minutes.
And I rolled a 25 for stealth check.
25.
Okay.
Ah!
Oh, that's a bad laugh.
That's bad.
It's a bad laugh. It's a wheeze.
Is that a
It's
nat
an
20?
evil wheeze.
It's 18 for me.
Is that a nat 20?
So you all start walking
18.
down.
Hold on a second.
Just gonna leave my hand like this for a moment.
Stop flexing your muscles.
The GM is happy. It's all bad.
As Amara starts to race towards Rook, you have just been handed the potion. And you saw Amara then just disappear. As you turned to attempt to uncork it and hand it to Osei, the battle's over. And with that swift motion, you look down, and the twitching has stopped. And in front of you, smoke coming out of the body of Osei now still.
Do I see this?
Yeah.
Thorum! Thorum, help her!
I'm gonna walk on over and look down at her. How's she look? Is there any sign of life?
Make a medicine check.
How's she look? Dead.
That's a nat 1.
After the last question he asked, I pull into the rucksack from the back and present a cup. And I say to it, "This is King Boronel's personal possession."
After 53 sessions, the camera looks like he's gonna cry.
may if you want.
Sorry, continue.
For anyone who doesn't know, it's taken 53 sessions for Ben to know how to say King Boronel. That is going on TikTok later.
I was clapping because you had components ready.
I'd be just trying to keep next to Rook, trying to grab his hand and
Mm-hmm.
just, hey.
Dench, I thought you were Jose.
I'll say something to you.
What is it?
Come here.
What happened?
You look really good right now.
Thank you. No one's ever really taken notice, but now's not the time, I think.
There's always a time for love.
Welcome back.
By far the weirdest way to start a stream. We should have called this ASMR cheese eating.
As you look upon this beast, wind buffer the red scales, blind everyone eyes. The dragon attacks all around you. Birds fly away.
Now, remember your sound's going to be on.
Welcome back.
Oh my god.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm just going to do this, just make it a little
Welcome
different.
back.
There we go.
Some jobs ready for you.
All right. So,
Phasmophobia.
so as we move back in, immediately following this, you see
This guy's fucking insane.
Yeah, it's hot.
It's hot.
you see that the King Caius immediately disappears.
No, sick.
Instead of his form shrinks to being mist. You see almost a cloud that moves very quickly go through the door, in between the double doors and out of sight.
Boo.
And a moment passes and
Can I shoot a crossbow bolt at the mist?
it's notched, the crossbow bolt? It would have already been
the hand
there.
crossbow.
Would have the point of it, the point where you load it and then fire, the mist is gone.
Do it anyway.
Okay. As you fire it, it hits the door with a thunk and sticks out from it.
Is Lila still spluttering around a bit?
Yep.
I'm gonna head over to Lila.
Cast heal your innards.
Nah, I'm gonna kind of. I assume she's somewhat.
She's
Her any belly button's now
literal
out.
stomach was
She is
ripped out.
complete. She is bleeding profusely. She is in shock. She's shaking uncontrollably, and her face is straight down into the floor.
I'm gonna roll her over,
Oh my god.
and I'll just kind of scoop her all back in there, hold it closed, and then give her a potion of greater healing.
Look, you're a cleric.
I'm gonna
That's right.
I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna while this is happening, because you've said she's in shock. Like, go over and while this is happening, I'm just gonna hold her hand, comfortingly, I guess,
Oh,
is
that's
the
right.
intention.
You're gonna be okay.
I'm not gonna say that, but I am just gonna
All right.
very fearfully do so.
As you roll her over, you see her whole body is shaking, pale as well as the blood rushes out. You try and push this potion into her mouth, but she's shaking so much that half of it is just going out onto the ground, mixing with the blood in the carpet.
Can someone call someone from the 12?
As you watch,
Speaking of,
Madame
cast
Rose
healing word.
is just watching, is just seated and looking impassively at the scene.
Someone fucking slap her.
can I actually run over to her and steal that fucking stuff?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll run and hand it to our party wizard and go, doesn't know, try this, doesn't do anything.
I think.
Can I cast Healing Word on her as well?
Sure.
What's that at? I'll do it at level. Oh, level 3.
Yeah.
I'm
You
gonna
have a
do
third
it.
level spell slot now if you want to use it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it at levels, which is 3 of these. Am I
Mhm.
right? May I steal one, pretty please?
Yeah, you can have the weird shaped one.
You can make an Arcana check to understand about the staff if you want to, Ivor, as well, while you
I'm scared.
attempt to heal.
3, 3, and 2.
Plus?
No, it says -2. Ew. So 6.
Correct. As you watch, you heal a little bit of the wound that's caught that goes all across her stomach and into her sides. You patch up it. The magic heals a little of it, but there's still a massive wound at her stomach. You do see the magic do something, but not quite enough. And as you what'd you get?
1, 5, 15.
1, 5. You look at this staff. There are intricacies in this staff that, as you hold it, you feel that simply seem outside of your knowledge. As you're looking at this and you're holding her hand, you hear a voice and a knock from the other side of this door. I'm here. Can I come in? It's the voice of Maury.
Just gonna keep focusing on Lila.
Yeah, please, help.
The door opens and you see the familiar looking elf in front of you. The same pale skin, the same robe. You notice in front of you, Annalise, a figure that you've never really seen before. He stands hunched for an elf who normally is tall and more regal. You can see that he wears a robe of deep blue that has not magical glowing stitching, but silvery, as though it depicts the stars. You can see, and each star is connected with a line of stitching silver. You can see his face is translucent, as though you can almost see the veins within his skin. He looks old, but it's hard to tell exactly how old this elf is. His thin hands kneel before and next to you, Kailani, and he whispers as she breathes heavily and quickly. He says, "Just wait. Wait." And you can see her struggle. She's breathing quickly. Her eyes are wide.
That doesn't sound like sound advice. Remember that scroll that I gave you?
Yeah.
Locke, what the fuck are you doing?
How do I use it?
He's also over the top of her, trying to. You can hear him whispering spells. He's shaking his head as each one seems to be failing.
I'm just gonna keep squeezing her hand, trying to make her feel any form of not fear that I can if she's gonna die.
What were you going to do with
How
the
do I
scroll?
use the scroll?
The scroll is used, and you know this just because you have that magical knowledge. It's a one-use item. Once you use it, you know the spell as you're speaking it, and it disappears. That's it. One time only. What spell are we talking about?
It was a level 2 cure wounds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did you want to attempt that as well?
Yes,
Okay.
please. But I also I forgot to add it into my inventory because I didn't know how. Sorry.
No problem. That's right.
So
For the
I
purposes of
don't
this.
know how to do it.
That's right. If you're intending to use it, then you can use it. It's a second level cure wounds spell. So for that, you can roll for healing. You can roll me. Where are we? It is so many of those, so many of them. There we go. It'll be 2d8.
2d8.
And then minus your 2.
Is that the 2 diamondy?
I don't understand the droplet redemption, but there's a droplet redemption there. I'm just not quite
These
sure
ones?
what it means.
Lila dropped my guts already.
4
Wow.
And that's a repeat.
and a 6.
I like it the second one too.
Drop the lock, Bick. You'll have to be more specific, Sweet Pea, but then I'll be happy to redeem it.
Lock is a character, just in
Lock is a
case.
character, as well as there might be a lock in the door, but let me know what you mean.
The
Otherwise, if you
player's
wanna
not
choose
here. We're
something else-
referring to a player who's away today.
Or
Yes.
if you want to choose something else, feel free.
Oh, okay. Cool. Thank you, Sweet.
right.
Thank you for the redemption, though.
Hey, thanks for spending your points.
Yeah. So,
Appreciate
so what was the roll?
6 and a 4.
6 and a 4, so 10. Okay. So again, you see a much larger portion of her wound smooth over and become normal again. But from the center, from essentially her belly button to the left, that's still all open.
Know how to stitch up.
And then,
Yeah, go on. What about
Needle
you?
and thread.
Yeah.
do you have that in your inventory? As you're looking, and as you're holding your hand, the breathing stops. And that one last
God damn it, Jordan.
breath exhales. And she's still. Maury says, it's good to see everyone.
I just start crying. Excessively sobbing.
Is everyone well?
What the fuck type of question is that?
Yeah, at this point, I get up and start angrily pacing the room.
Has her heart stopped beating or she just stopped breathing?
As you can make a medicine check if you want to.
11.
11, okay.
Hey, that's my lucky number.
Oh, she lives.
Yay!
Just in case.
No, I'm just saying, if you want to give him success, because,
right.
you know, it's a lucky number.
You have this understanding that there is no life within her anymore. Her heartbeat has failed. She's no longer breathing.
There's no breath on her. Bring
No
that
one's going
background.
over her.
I guess I'll stand up and take off my red cloak and kind of drape it over the body. Yeah, she's...
No fucking shit.
Well, at least I tried something.
I can't do magic, thank you for the reminder.
I can't do this magic either. Look back, what's Locke doing?
He was trying, we saw him try.
There were attempts at spells which didn't seem to take.
I think the more important question is, what the fuck is Maury doing?
Yeah.
He's still kneeling over her, and he seems to be concentrating. And he says in a soft voice, "It's interesting. The elves, the Undying Court, does not give me the power to prevent death. But they once a gift given was perhaps to offer life again. I will attempt this.
Does she have to be willing? Does she get a choice?
Yes,
Okay, that's up to her then.
she will. But I couldn't do it until now. I'm sorry I didn't let you know that I was close by. I overheard this conversation and I thought that it wouldn't be prudent to be seen yet until things were resolved. Anyway. He puts both of his hands on Lila's sides and starts to whisper, and you can see that tendrils of white and yellow light now start to course around her. Thin, almost like tiny comets of slow-moving light douse her completely over the entire body. And you can see her lift a little, like a wind bringing her up and levitating her slightly off the ground. And you can see now, as though one moment turned into the next, the light focuses on the wounds and the blood vanishes on the carpet. And you can see Lila's eyes open. Though she doesn't move anymore, her eyes are wide and her mouth slightly open as well. And you can see the tendrils of light coursing in and out of her body. And Maurice whispers outside of the spells casting, "This may take a little time. It's a powerful spell, but one that she needs to be willing to be brought back to. Should that happen, I will let you know. It started here. It needs to finish here. Should you wait, then peruse or wait here, but if not, you may go and I can meet you somewhere, should it be successful or not."
I think we owe it to her to wait.
I agree.
All right. Still, one of the 12, the Madame Rose, is just there, staring into space, as though still under the effects, seemingly, of whatever spell was cast by this vampire.
I think she might be better off like that for a while. We don't need her complicating things.
Maybe not.
I guess I would investigate the bodies of the two Emerald Claw people and maybe the
Emerald
Crawl, and maybe the Chimera as well that was there. Keeping an eye like periodically on Matron Rose and what Maury's doing.
Sure. Make an investigation check on the bodies and the Chimera.
Hey, there we go. 18.
18, okay. On the two members of the Emerald Claw, you find a couple of scrolls that seemingly they might have collected already and found throughout the library here. One of them seems to be a scroll, or these are magical scrolls. One of them seems to be called Rope Trick, and another one seems to be called Sleep. So two scrolls there seem to be
Sleep.
one use only, as you're aware. Each one seems to have a dagger. The daggers seem to have a quite well-made masterwork silver daggers. Each one seems to have this natural occurring line of emerald jewel that runs almost like a vein, emerald vein running within the dagger itself, most likely increasing the value a lot. It's very sharp, as though never used, but only newly forged. Even warm to the touch, as you feel it's about a foot and a half long as well. So it's quite a substantial weapon. You notice that each of them have a cape on them each, so that though burnt, you can still make out that hand of flame. But the burning of them with that chain lightning seems to have perhaps destroyed any other understanding of any information about where they've come from, who they are, etc. The Chimera also seems to have most of its body burnt, although you still make out some teeth from the dragon head that you can collect if you want to. Otherwise, fur that's burnt. A lot of these seem to perhaps be able to be the parts of the animal seem to be able to be made into or sold as alchemical substances or ingredients. If you want to look further into that.
Yeah, I guess I would take whatever I could discern was worthwhile. So I guess dragon teeth at this point.
You get 3. They're small, but they're there. So 3 dragon teeth from a chimera. You also find the one horn from the goat head seems to be intact, and both of the eyes of the lion's head in the middle seems to also be intact that you can collect and can try and sell if you'd like.
Yeah, I guess I'll take them and try to remember before they rot.
All right. Is there anything else you want to do? It will take about an hour for this to be resolved if you wanted to do anything else.
There were sections of shelf where there were 2 things actually. You meant the Matron Rose, her eyes, you said they were glazed over. Are the eyes of these 2 corpses glazed over in a similar way?
Oh, the corpses? No, they're burnt out.
Okay. And then they were looking for at the shelves for particular books. Can I have a look at where they've rifled through? Is there a theme to what they're looking for?
Yeah, make an investigation check around the same area.
Six.
A 6? Okay. There's a couple of titles there that seem interesting, I guess, in a way to you. There's books about the elemental planes of existence. So all of the elements, the elemental plane of water, of air, of fire. It seems as though they seem to have been concentrating a lot in that area. You can't be sure, but there's lots of those books, and just more about how they exist as elemental planes, whom governs those as well. You see a book that is open on the ground that's titled "Death is Not the Final Stage," written by someone called Malek. That seems to be open as well, so they seem to have been rifling through that too.
What's it open to in particular?
There's a bit of information about specifics about ghosts, spirits, about the afterlife. This particular page does look like there is not a spell, but information about a spell to do with souls.
I'll earmark that page and close it up. I'll keep the book.
Cool.
I suppose I'll try and figure out. I'll spend the rest of the hour just looking at this stuff, I guess, while I wait.
Sorry, I was distracted writing stuff in the inventory. Was that book the one that
one of the
Rose had?
No, it's a book that these fellows were rifling through. It's just about something to do with a spell. I was going to show Maury when he's finished. Souls or some such thing.
I guess I'd pick up that book that Matron Rose used or gave to Lila, wherever that is. I'm assuming it's kind of on the floor nearby, and the 2 scrolls, and I'll give them to you.
Oh, cool.
Thank you.
I guess while this is all happening, I would not be doing much. I would just be sitting nearby, I guess, Lila's body.
Yeah, I'm sitting on the floor next to Lila, still having a bit of a little cry.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess I'd be like a couple of feet away from her.
Sure.
I don't want to be up in there. But yeah, just kind of like trying not to look, but also trying to keep it in my peripheral.
Okay.
So that I have an understanding of what's going on.
All right. the same effect seems to be over and continuing, though at this point you also notice that Maury, almost all of the way through this hour he's predicted this spell would be cast, look not concerned but simply curious at another feature of this spell that seems to be emanating, and that is through the carpet itself there seems to be tendrils of vines. It's thin vines that have small leaves that are protruding out of it, and small roses of pinks and whites and deep reds that seems to be growing around this body of Lila as we speak. And there are hundreds of them. And the perfumes of these roses are obvious and beautiful. And they seem to be forming, they don't seem to be wrapping around Lila, but seem to be forming almost a solid bed underneath her.
Cute.
And it's as it's resting her on it, and these vines seem to be forming this support, while Maury looks towards this and smiles, not saying anything more about it, but it seems as though he wasn't expecting this to happen. Anything else you're doing?
Yeah, I mean, if this is like going over the course of like an hour, after doing that investigation, looking at Rose, still kind of like catatonic-ish, depending on thinking that she may be, snap out of this and become aggressive, or I'm not too chuffed with some of her answers, I might go over and try look for anything, rings, stuff to disarm her.
Sure.
Things that may be, I guess, magical, or just anything that looks like it could be used as... Yeah. That is a 18.
An 18, okay. So looking over her person, you see that she wears a couple of emblems that signify her attachment to House of Vidalis. She wears a insignia on her dress that indicates this griffin that's in an attackic form with a couple of spears in a V shape outside of that, and then surrounding this shield that houses this griffin within are trees and vines and like just general greenery. You also notice that, so these are just indicators of her status. You also notice though that she does have underneath her long robes tattoos, dragon marked tattoos specific to House of Vidalis as well. They're still glowing that silvery purple that you always see these guild members have. There are a couple of rings on her with pink stone within, and with gold. There's a couple of those. You don't know if they're magical in effect or not, but you can take them anyway. There are two. They both have this shape of the rhombus. They're rhombus shaped. These small pink
Rhomba.
jewels. Yeah. On the rings, there are two of them. The necklace is of a similar fashion, so you gauge it might only just be for fashion that she's wearing this gold necklace with the same. There are about 50 smaller of the same shaped pink stones along her neckline. You notice as well she has a cudgel, this long wooden, I guess, club in one of her pouches that has a couple of silver rings on the outside of them, almost as support holding it together. You notice that there's also this. That's it. Actually, it's just another maybe defensive weapon that she has on her. So you can take that if you'd like as well.
Cool. Shoes or anything, just like regular shoes, nothing.
Sandals, leather sandals. They seem to be fairly,
So I'm even going to take those. Pretty much everything you've mentioned, including the insignias and whatnot. I guess given her answers to a few of these things and kind of how the members of the 12 that we have met have spoken, like most of them have had some aspect of the general public is kind of disposable to them. I'm going to try to strip everything off her that would signify her as higher.
Sure. All right.
And the anything
Ripper of her status.
yeah, anything that's like even the pins, I guess, like anything that could be
Equivalent.
potentially considered magical. So the weapon, the 2 rings, the necklace, and whatnot. I'd give to Ivor to whatever with.
So.
Yeah, but to be honest, I don't care.
No,
but
post
just
it to random people.
I can't imagine Rin being the one to decipher if things are magical.
Sounds good.
I'd suss those out too if I had any time in the hour.
Okay.
Sus.
Suss them out. Magic sus.
Magic sus. No. Shoo-ba-da-ba-ba.
Okay.
People, people. Baba beep.
All right. In that case, as the hour passes and that's all you want to do, there's no change from Matron Rose and the leafy greenery that is underneath the golden light continues to support Lila. And then shortly, the golden light slowly disappears and becomes slower. Maury, holding his hands now along her lower legs and holds them steady, stands, lets go of her. He looks even more tired than what you've seen, and he shudders a little bit. He looks down and he says, "The nature wasn't of my doing." An interesting addition.
Given that, like I grew up around a bunch of druids, the tribe follows Balinor and whatnot. Any reminiscent to the druidic magics, I guess that would be associated with that side of a god, I guess, if someone's getting brought back to life.
The one thing that does interest you is not what you see. The roses and the greenery do look certainly druidic in nature, but you don't exactly understand if it's Balinor that's offering this extra power. But a moment passes and she breathes. Lila takes one deep breath. And then her face contorts. And she speaks quickly and deeply. And it is not her voice, it seems, that echoes through this room as she says, "The wolf howls and disease spreads. The warden paints the trees with blood."
Maury, I think you fucked it up.
And then she breathes again. And you can make a religion check for that statement.
All of us?
If you'd like. Sure.
Is that... Oh.
Religion, you say?
Yeah.
We keep grilling Maury. Is that usual? Is that meant to happen?
He has taken a step back as she darkens the room with her voice, and he says, "That is not of my doing."
18.
For a moment, the whole room does darken as she spits out those words in malice, but her then breathing softens again, and the room immediately is light once more, and she breathes normally. So what'd you get for your rolls?
18.
That one.
Nice.
What'd you get?
I didn't suss it out
suss it out.
religiously.
Oh, yes.
3.
A 3. Okay. Not very not very familiar with that or what it could entail. You haven't really heard of the Wood Warden or any indication that disease is spreading or a wolf is howling, but together it does paint a picture that the Wood Warden is also another name for a particular god that resides, that druids sometimes do worship. So that name does ring a bell to you. From where, you don't remember specifically, but let me just bring up what that is for you. There we go.
Shoo-bida-bop-bop. Free Shabakadoo. A Del Taco.
Hurricane Katrina. More like Hurricane Tortilla.
Every time you say fine. Every time you say fine.
Up the burn.
Road work ahead. I sure hope it does.
Jeez.
I was just swimming on the chair.
Oh.
I'm in me mom's car.
Vroom, vroom. Get out me car.
Oh no.
Oh.
I only remember the vines that went to YouTube. Made it to YouTube.
This kid's on crack. Yeah.
So that one made it to YouTube.
Amazing. Sorry, I've just lost it for a second.
Same.
Yeah. 100%.
I have never seen a Vine that Emily hasn't shown me.
The Keeper.
or a TikTok that Emily hasn't shown me.
The Keeper.
The Keeper.
Instagram Reels.
I don't.
Really?
I don't have Instagram or anything.
Doesn't have social media. Yeah.
I have a Facebook that has not been updated by me for
So
several
what do
years.
you do when you're doom scrolling? Like instead of doom scrolling, what do you do?
Reads.
Well,
Books.
occasionally, I probably should read more books.
You were a good recommender of books.
How do you get through so
No,
many
you need to
more
actually read them.
books?
Did you read Three Body Problem?
Nah,
Sorry.
I gave you that like 3 years before the show came out.
Still at it.
Fuck.
So the Keeper is...
Sorry.
Oh shit.
That's right.
Oh my god, we're playing here. Ah!
The Keeper is the name of this god.
God.
But Lila breathes normally again.
Did you
And
say
she-
the roses are gone?
The roses now start to not wilt, but simply close up in again amongst themselves. And the vines seem to also continue to, though they continue to make this bed, she steps out of it. And as she does, and Lila stands upright, the I guess greenery now folds itself back almost in complete and perfect reverse as it unfurls itself and moves back into the carpet and out of sight.
And you said it's just like it seems like it's a druid sort of magic.
Yeah,
Right. There's nothing. Can I do like an Arcana check on it, or is there nothing else?
that's it. That's all. Yeah, I mean, to your best understanding, the plants and magic druids, but to what effect you're not sure, and why it's affected Lila specifically, you're not sure.
Right.
Since meeting Lila, you don't have any understanding that she's connected to, any druidic gods or anything like that. But she does, as soon as she rights herself and becomes in the moment, she immediately hugs Maury quickly, and then straight over to each of you, in no particular order, she hugs each of you. And she says, "Thank you for waiting for me."
So you were full dead there for a bit, huh?
Yes.
I don't know whether that's something we should be exploring. That's a traumatic experience.
No. Where'd you go?
You don't have to answer that if you don't want to.
The memories are fading as we speak, so it's possibly best if I do mention it as quickly as possible. I was approaching an archway, massive, in darkness. Thrones with beings in shadow are surrounding this archway. I was given a choice. I was given a choice to go through and be at peace or not. The pull of the spell, Mori's spell, was the light behind me. Not pulling me back, but just asking the question. I felt like the wind was being taken out of me, but I wasn't falling. The beings, they didn't speak. They looked down forebodingly at me. They were larger than life. The thrones were the only thing I could discern being different about them. Or they were all cast in shadow. One of them was made of trees. Another one was made of skulls.
Ew.
And another one was made of fire. This entire throne, but the being sitting within that was unscathed. Another one was made by just light. They didn't ask me any questions. Perhaps they may have if I'd spent more time. But it seemed only a moment that I was there. But then, as though answering the question for me, I turned. And I saw you again.
Do you remember saying some stuff about wolves?
Wolves? No.
What exactly did you say?
I was a bit preoccupied writing items into a thing and
The wolf howls and disease spreads. The wood warden paints the trees with blood.
Gross, really.
Yeah, what was that about?
Oh, I believe she was referencing the Keeper. If anyone knows who that is. I know some druids might. No? Okay.
I'm not familiar with the Keeper, but it rings a bell with what's happening in the Aldine Reaches, in the Towering Woods.
Accurate?
Yeah, it's
Sorry?
it rings a little bit of recollection with some corrupted beasts that in the Towering Woods, like not far from where my village is.
Gross. Not your village. Just the concept of all of this.
Just the concept of your village.
No, just there's so much shit going on.
Yeah, are we particularly safe here?
Yeah, I was going to say, should we leave?
Probably, yes. Are we just going to leave Matron Rose here? Or should we, tell someone from the 12 that she is here?
I'm not too chuffed with some of the answers that she was giving, so I don't really care what happens to her.
I want to keep this staff.
That's fine, but should we not
Yeah.
maybe tells someone that she's here.
Yeah. Once we're out of here.
Okay.
Can you do that? Turn to Lila. Are you strong enough to
Just
do that?
awoken from the dead.
Yeah. How are you feeling?
I need water. I need rest.
Pull out my water skin and offer it to her.
Thank you. I'm a little woozy on my feet. I can notify them. Yes.
Can you not write them a letter?
No, because no other wayfarers to deliver it.
I thought you said it goes into the hat and then the letter's magically at the place it needs to be.
No, it just falls out of some other wayfarer's hat and then he delivers it. Or they.
Sorry, bringing up your hat again.
Thank you for doing this to Mori.
I know. I'm sorry I didn't mention that I was here. We didn't leave on the greatest of terms, and I wanted to, and this wasn't a factor in my apology. I just happened to be here, but I did. I don't know the intricacies of society and social aspects, as you probably are aware, but I'm sorry that I lashed out like that.
No, it's fair enough given what happened, but I'm not sure. Do you have anywhere that we could potentially go for her to rest? We've only recently got here, and I don't know if the shitty inn that we started in is the best spot.
Yes, I've been able to gain a bit of coin, and you can stay at the home I have. Yes.
Yeah, I don't have any better options.
Let's do it. Let's get out of this place.
Lila nods as you leave this wing of the administration. As you start to walk back in the way that you've arrived, Lila half leads the way, continuing to, because the corridors are winding, and coming back is almost as confusing as going forward. You still are a bit unsure about which door leads where, and you are led to eventually the entrance again. And all this time, in the 10-15 minutes you walk, there's still no one in these halls, still deserted. And Lila continues to blink, heavy-eyed, leaning on who's helping her?
If no one else was, I would.
Mori
help
tries.
as well.
Yep. Yeah. So you'll have an arm or something. So you are leading her away into the light of day of Korth again, and you appear outside, actually only a couple of blocks away from where Maury says that he's living currently, which is in the High Court ward.
Oh, nice.
So south of where you currently are. And you, in this district, as you walk into the High Court ward.
Are we going through the east gate out of chance?
You're in the city, you mean?
Through the High
Court ward.
In Korth through the east gate.
Where the Pegacorns live.
Oh, sure. So you're trying to find the Pegacorns.
Just
visually, maybe we should get
visually, not like
can we
time to leave Lather and go and just like,
if we can see them,
Sure.
then
we know where to go.
Someone
back
else
to.
is going to have to take hold of Lila.
In fact, you do see on your way towards the direction Maury's leading
My little pony.
there is it's not the most grandiose shop in this area. There are plenty that have so many crystal panels that and expensive looking wares that and decorations all abound in their shops in this area of the city that they are proud of and they show off. This is a stable almost. You know, you have as you walk by, you notice that most of the animals that are being sold or traded seem to be horses. There are farm animals as well, but there is a section that is a bit aside from that, and this does cover the corner of an entire block as well. It's not a small thing, so it's easy to find. That you do see behind closed doors a sign outside, quite nice, simple but elegant, simply saying steeds of other varieties. And this is approximately where...
With my free arm elbow, you would be like,
Ow.
look.
Yes. We'll
come back. We'll come back.
We will rest because you need it. And then we will
Whatever
come
you
back.
Cool.
Yeah. But just remember, because I'll get lost. So like I need you to like remember that it's there, and then we'll come back.
I have burnt it into my memory.
Good. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Like my skin.
Do you ever feel like breaking it?
So you find yourselves shortly after at a tall, thin home, a 3-story abode that's almost tower-like in appearance and shape, though it's a long, thin, rectangular home that sits between others of a similar stance. Sturdy, made of a dark red brick, with a couple of windows on each level facing out of a street that is not the most populated. As you walk in, you see a simple ground floor, one that has what looks to be a fireplace on the far right-hand side of this long one single room. You notice that there's red carpet similar to the red brick outside. It's all almost one color, but there are little facets of a navy, so little decorations that depict navy paint and little dressings of navy as well, which make a nice contrast. And you have a table with about 8 chairs in the center of the room, couches all along the outside with a couple of empty bookshelves, and but no beds, it seems. And Maury explains that he just sleeps on the couch, and the levels above are not his own. He's not renting those out, just the bottom level. But there's plenty of room on the ground level for sleeping bags and things like that, bedrolls if you need. Lila goes straight towards the fireplace, which is already roaring, and sits in front of it and just tries to warm her hands. Maury immediately goes over to the small kitchenette and attempts at food and drink.
Maury, this is a silly question, but is this place enchanted or defended or something, just in case that vampire turns up again? The king?
I'm sorry, no, I haven't. I hadn't needed to. So
It's the Twilight music.
I haven't. I haven't put any magical effects on the home. Perhaps if and when Lila becomes a bit more herself, and Lila just a little shakily nods her head, but continues to concentrate on the flames and the light.
So where have you been?
Maury says, well, I kind of just went directly to where I knew you were heading anyway. I knew Lila was wanting to get her administration resignation out of the way. I wanted to just be at an arm's length, and I caught the lightning rail actually.
Cool.
So that's how I got here a little bit more quickly. I didn't really explore much.
How did we do that?
Because we had an airship.
Well, the lightning rail wasn't leaving from Vedica anyway, so yeah, you wouldn't have been able to.
You also then wouldn't have found me.
Good point.
I'm sorry, I apologize. I haven't introduced myself. I'm Maury.
Hi, I'm Annalise.
Annalise,
I'm new here.
are you? How did you become in there?
It's a funny
Company.
story, actually.
Did you want to retell it, or as in just as
Yeah,
as
it's
though
fine.
you,
They
you
just
did?
they just found me on the airship. A couple of orcs had me in a cage, just for fun.
Not eating rats.
I wasn't eating the rats. No, they tried to give me rats, but I didn't really eat the rats. I didn't eat them at all, actually.
Just
No.
Where are you from originally?
Around. I was just wandering around.
Are you a master of magic or the sword?
I'm a druid, so I'm not very good with my magic sometimes. Especially I try to heal, but it doesn't really work a lot of the time. I'm working on it. It's getting slightly better, but yeah.
I can see why they like you. Well,
Why?
oh, it's you have an air of innocence about you, and it's endearing.
Oh, thanks.
I
refreshing.
Avocado. Thanks.
there were your companions were kind enough to let me walk with them for a while in Vedica while I was still finding my feet here. I'm from.
But they're attached to your legs.
Yes. Still keeping the mirth.
Oh, I get it.
I'm from Arenal.
Shit.
A land that has the Undying Court. I'm not sure if you've heard of it, but a race of elves on another island, in fact.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
What direction's that in?
North. Anyway, I know my welcome is probably not going to be able to be. Anyway, this can be your home until such time as you choose to leave. I'm happy to pay for the rent. I can leave if you.
Happy to pay the rent.
Why would you leave?
Well, I know, and I apologize for not, leaving in the best.
I think Locke might actually stab us in the eyes if we don't let you stay here.
Yeah. Also, it wasn't your fault for reacting the way that. Look.
Oh, she was insane.
Yeah, I mean, seeing as how you have come back and done a huge favor by not letting Lila die, I guess the honesty is the only thing I can really offer at this point. But given that everyone in Verica was kind of double crossing us at the time, I had noticed that you were talking to someone at all these crucial points, and then you seemed to get really I've got to leave when that House Civis guy got mentioned. So I was talking to Avalea in her head, and all I said to her was I think maybe Maury might be talking to him because you were doing that talking thing at the time, and I was not expecting her to throw tentacles at your face.
Yes.
I thought maybe, hey, I was doing the right thing, something might be going on, which sucked because I actually liked you. But given that everyone was causing dead people and you were with them for a bit, I'm maybe this will save some lives. But pretty much every time I think I'm doing that, it turns to shit. But then also, I guess, in the point of being honest, Aranel's not north, and the coordinates that you left, they're in a different place. What's that about? And it's not to be a dick and call you on it, but I don't know, maybe something's happening.
He looks a bit confused at that point and says, "Oh, no, not at all." And he takes out a small piece of parchment that has, from the folded side, it looks like it's very artistically done. He opens it up, and it's a map about 2 hands worth large when you span them out. And he folds it out, puts it on the table, and he looks at it with you, and he says, well, I'm not the best at geology either, but if you look at here, and he points to the fact that the island of Arenal does in fact seem on his map to be north.
Isn't geology rocks?
Yeah, see, I'm very unaware.
Like rocks.
I'm not very.
What?
Geometry.
What is going on?
Geometry, yes,
No, geography.
Geography, yes, that one.
Geometry is shapes and geology is rocks.
I see. I get confused with them. Anyway, you can see, and in fact, from what Maury's saying, and from what the map shows up, it looks like Arenal actually is in the north.
Huh.
Okay, like I don't claim to know much about the wider world, but like, don't know, all of our maps are different, yeah. And
I should look at those, shouldn't I?
the
obviously that would arouse suspicion, but no, I'm certainly not trying to hide anything. I genuinely, I guess, looking at geography, it appears to I was given this map from my brethren in Arenal. They may have it incorrect.
To remind me again, you said you came to here from like an airship?
Yes. Oh no, a sea ship. A sea ship.
Sea ship.
Yes.
Oh, you meant.
Ship on the ocean.
So, like, for you to get here with the intention to be getting here,
yes,
someone would have to have like the knowledge of what direction you were heading in.
Of course, yes. They weren't the elves of Arenal, however, and they were quite not outwardly spoken. They just tended to their duties on the ship. And continued their way. I didn't really converse with any of them about the direction of where we were traveling. We sort of had to have complete trust in them.
And does like Argonessen have like any significance to you?
Argonessen?
Like what were those statues in the sea or something?
I've heard of Argonessen, but I don't know of the land itself. The statues that you've mentioned are legend. They are enormous statues made of stone with dragon depictions rising from the sea on the way to the island, to Argonessen. But no, I don't have any affinity with the island itself.
I'll show him. I'll open up the map and I'll pull out the piece of paper he left and plot the coordinates. And go, that's where it takes you.
Oh.
But do you see how that makes sense?
Of course, yeah, immediately. Why would I would assume that we have it the wrong way around. That's all.
Can I see your map?
It's there, and essentially what there is Korth seems to be perfectly stable on both maps. It just is the islands themselves seems to be the opposite side.
Korth is not rotated 180. It's not like the whole map's upside down.
It doesn't seem to be, and the coordinates would indicate that that's the case.
How bizarre.
No, I don't know. The only other thing I think I'd like owe to tell you is I was speaking to Avalea after you left and kind of like grilled her about why she did that. She mentioned that she uses divination magic to like try to know where she needs to be and not to be and whatnot. And she sort of had the impression that by doing that she may have stopped the Arenal people coming over and like cleansing our land. I got the impression, but I don't know, maybe I'm reading too much into that.
Cleansing the land. I have communicated with them since leaving you about the situation, about Vedika and the undead. There's been no indication from them that they are mustering anyone or bringing anyone further in. This expedition I am on is simply about curiosity. We are an ocean away from Korth as a race. I would imagine we would just. I'm sorry to say this, but we're a bit apart from the rest of the world, where we may just look on if things went differently here, and not intercede for any reason for our own survival. So I don't imagine that they would be trying to fix Corvair or anything of the sort.
You know, it seems more like her impression was that you would want to stop all this like necromancy stuff.
Oh, I mean,
in doing that it may have been detrimental to like the rest of the people who aren't necromancy.
Well, to be honest with you, looking around, there is an urge that I see, that I have. It's one to repair, yes, to undo this death that had been caused to Vedica. But I'm one person, and there's no one that I know of that is bringing powerful beings of the Undying Court. I cannot even imagine them leaving the safety of their forests.
Well, I'm only telling you because I felt bad, particularly for Locke, that like something I did kind of caused her to do that.
Oh,
and
you
then
did
for
nothing
you to
wrong.
No, that's thank you.
You did nothing wrong at all.
I don't think I generally do, but usually after I make a decision, things turn to shit.
No, truly, no, not at all.
But I don't think Avalea was like intentionally being bad. I got the impression that she was like trying to be good, but I don't know. I don't know if you heard what that other 12 lady said before, but she kind of admitted to killing innocent people because it was more convenient for what she was trying to achieve.
Well, that doesn't sound very... The 12 are the mages. They should be protecting the world. Why?
Huge assholes.
Yeah.
I wonder why they would both confess
That's
to
how
this.
you really feel.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. She was also like under the control of a vampire lord or something, but I don't know when that happened. If that was like
a psyop.
I feel like based on when her eyes like glazed over, that would likely be when it happened.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. That's why I stole all of her shit. One, because I didn't like what she was saying, and two, because like I didn't want her to be more powerful.
She's gonna be pissed off when she wakes up and sees you stole her shoes.
Yeah, I don't think that they're actually magical, but that was more like a fuck
She
you.
also might come after that stuff.
What stuff? Mate, I've had this stuff for years.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen you with it.
Why would it be dwarf-sized?
It's not.
Not yet. Did I figure out anything about that?
Were you trying to concentrate on it while you were
Just
walking, or
No, while they were in that time while they were.
in the hour?
While he was casting spells on Lila.
Because we had short rested in that hour, by the way.
Yeah, that's fine. You can all short rest in that hour as well. If you wanted to, did you make an Arcana check? No, not on the staff. You could have made an Arcana check if you'd like, and please do to understand a bit more.
Take the time now that we're resting then.
Well, let's assume you might have walked and also had a look at it while you were walking from the administration to Maury's home. So feel free to do so anyway.
I check out all that other stuff that I stole too.
Yeah, can I check out all that other stuff he stole? The rings. The book I'm going to keep separately because I need to copy those spells down. That I'm going to do very carefully later on. By copy, I mean rip the pages out of the book and add them to my sheath of paper.
Awesome.
That is 13.
You're again it's as though the staff is imbued with magic. The magic itself seems to be locked in, and it's as though you're running your hands across hundreds and hundreds of tightly knit fibers that seem to almost, you feel
It's a cotton stuff.
a vibration within it that seems to want to unlock
woolen
itself, but it does require magic of some sort to understand what kind of stuff this is. Actual magic, not the knowledge of magic, but a magical spell of some sort.
Do I know if cutting the bottom foot off this staff is going to break the magic?
You're with that Arcana check and the reading you've made with
Break it over your knee, see what happens.
Yeah.
with magical items. You have a fair good confidence that any damage to magical items of any sort would make it mundane.
Sucks. Really. We're gonna have to find some way to make this regular size.
I don't know.
Small.
Don't those things normally like attune to the user and fit? Kind of get like more snug because you're short.
Truly, quite short.
Fuck you guys. I'm going to keep fiddling with the staff, and I'll also take the opportunity to look at the rings as well, but that'll take a bit longer.
Cool.
Yeah, I think there was 2 rings and a necklace.
Yep.
And whether or not you want
Oh, and the shoes. I want to suss those out, see if there's anything magical.
the sandals.
Magical about the sandals.
These bits are made for
And some Vidalis sigils and whatnot.
Nah, not worth nothing.
Yeah, but probably worth like keeping in case we have to like infiltrate or something.
Gotcha.
All right. While you are investigating those extra items, Lila just is lying down in front of the fireplace now, again, without another word, just eyes open, staring into the flames. You see that her body is still shaking a little bit. Maury has finished a couple of platefuls of fruit and vegetables that fresh vegetables he's cut up. He's hovering that over, levitating that over the table whenever you wanted to have a snack. The rest of the time that you're there can be spent however you see fit, but Lila and Maury are just busying themselves.
Just focusing on resting up at this point.
Okay.
That was pretty fucking horrific seeing someone's stomach get ripped out of them, so probably don't feel good about that.
Okay. Is there anything else you're all doing separately, or do you want to have a long rest or a short rest to regain some hit points?
Sleepy time.
Yes.
Yeah, I got nothing in particular I need to be doing.
Okay. All right. In that case, if you wanted to go for a rest as well, yep, a long rest
Fuck yeah.
will be unhindered. So
Fabulous.
you are not disturbed throughout this day rest as you regain all your hit points and
Level up again?
No.
McKay,
So
I can't believe you've done this.
What a
Thank you so
hero.
much.
So kind
So
of you.
generous. Oh my god.
it's about 5 o'clock in the afternoon when you.
Hey, this is like your normal sleep pattern.
5 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Shut up. I wake up at 5:45. Thank you very much.
PM. Just for the audience at home.
When you rise out of your rest once more, fully healed, all of your hit points and spell slots.
You're not crispy anymore. Congrats.
Yay!
Correct. And
Dress,
you,
however.
in that time as well, you come to understand that once again, you have knowledge that jewelry could be a part of the magic affinities of the 12, or just of people in general that enchant the items. But unfortunately, you'd need to you know of magic that can help understand if there's magic within other items, and that's identify or detect magic. Those more powerful spells, you'd need to cast them to have more of an idea about what's going on.
Yeah, no, I can't figure it out. We'll go to a shop somewhere and we'll pay someone to tell us what these things do.
Yeah, I might have to make it a specific kind of shop because I'm sure that these, well, particularly the staff, are probably pretty recognizable. Like, hey, regular shop guy, can you just identify this item that lowly old me has found?
There'll be like a shop of magic bullshit and whatnot. We'll go there.
Also remember
Yeah, but
that
I'm pretty sure the main magicians of the area are probably going to be like, I frequent this shop, Mr. Shopman, who is not a criminal, and will probably be like, dude, why do you have a member of the 12 staff?
Because I'm just gonna ask Lila.
also worth noting, once again, it can probably be traced or located.
So good, these books, and so good most of the stuff we've taken. If you really put your mind to it.
Oh, yes, I agree. This one, though, is a belonging of the 12, who is outwardly more powerful than us.
Yeah, how do I prevent that? That's why we'll go to a shop.
What's that little book with the fancy like spells in it? Does it have like a spell of don't
Insta-kill
detect me?
12.
I don't know. I'll start reading the book.
You gonna go through the book?
If we have time. I'll start reading it. It'll probably take quite a while. Being a big old book.
Big old book.
Big old book.
These are all essentially scrolls. These are one-time use spells that cover from end to end
Power word
the
kill.
small book that this has, one of them being already used. So here are, do you want to write these down? Here are the spells that are part of the option to read out.
I should have the ability to copy these into my spell book though, if I've got them written there, right?
If they're part of if you're able to cast them, so yeah, then yes. There will be spells in here that are unrecognizable to you though.
Alright.
That can still act as scrolls, but cannot be copied in because of the level
Because you
of
can't be super powerful yet, Sheldon.
the complexity is a little bit.
I can try.
I can do whatever I want if I set my mind to it.
I try my bestest. I can cast pirated magic.
You wouldn't steal a car.
You wouldn't steal a succulent Chinese meal.
I would cast whatever spell gave me those things though.
So, there's one called Crusader's Mantle.
Oh yeah, that'll give me something.
There's,
Yeah, yeah.
There's a spell called Tongues.
Hot.
Waiting for it.
Goodberry. Non-detection.
No.
Non-detection. Nice.
You do.
Magic Mouth.
Magic mouth.
That's what he said.
Prayer of Healing.
Boo. Prayer of healing.
We're just giving you sound effects for
My
everyone.
soul needs after that.
After what?
After that comment.
Compelled Jewel.
Compelled jewel.
As in
what's
D-U-E-L?
the song that Jules sings.
Oh, as in
D-U-E-L.
D-U-E-L. Oh, right.
There's a bite.
Compelled duel. Oh, yeah.
Barkskin.
Oh, yeah. Show me your skin.
Slur for shift.
Lotion on the skin.
And the last one that you recognize is called Find Steed.
Find Steve.
Steve. Alan.
Ah.
Alright, so I'll give Annalise Find Steed, because that seems like something we'll need in the future. Yeah, it's for finding, I don't know
It's for finding a Steve.
exactly how it
steed.
works, but it helps you find your steed. And a pegacorn's a kind of steed, so you might need this
Thank you.
for the finding of said one.
These are official spells, so you can look them up if you want to and know what they are, obviously.
Alright, amazing. Thank
No,
you.
you just won't be able to add them.
No.
Does it just tell you how to cast a spell, but not necessarily describe what it does?
No, it describes what it does as well.
Cool. All right, I've got those noted down. I'll sit down and begin familiarizing myself.
Now, each of these spells is going to particularly need the material components if they have it.
I'm just gonna eat all of these. and
Gotcha.
then take them away from
I
me.
will make a note of that as well.
Two more, and then I'm done.
And we will go shopping.
Take it.
Excuse me, can you identify this stuff? And I need 8 pounds of diamond. We're going shopping.
I need a new dress.
Get that too.
Lila hasn't moved, it seems, in this 8 hours that you've been sleeping as well. So she is still eyes open, staring towards the fire. She hasn't said anything. Maury checks in on her when you do wake up, and he has food ready for you for an evening meal, and gives just some basic chicken, cooked vegetables to you as well, and they seem quite fresh and tasty, a bit spiced, and some fresh beer and water as well if you need it.
I might actually at some point go and check on Lila when it is, I don't know, when everyone's kind of doing their thing and identifying and all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
And I'll just kind of sit nearby her, not intrusively close, because I don't want to encroach on her space too much.
I'll just go sit next to her.
Good. There's just two of us like,
are you okay?
And I'm gonna say, I am very aware that this is a stupid question, but I'm going to ask it because I care to know the answer. Are you okay?
Without turning towards you, just almost talking towards the fireplace, she says, I'm okay. It's just, I can't shake a feeling. Just, why was I put in front of them? Why was it them and not others?
Who is them? Did you see who they were? I know you described the thrones.
I don't know. They were all cast in shadow, but as though their outlines were all blackened. I could hear them though.
What did they sound like? If you want to talk about it, if not, we can totally deflect from the situation.
No, I feel like it might be helpful if I described it. They weren't speaking. They were whispering incoherently, as though they were discussing me, but then it's as though they were frustrated about something. Because behind the whispers, there were also, the same voices were also snarling, shouting, raging. It was disconcerting. And though I felt like I was only there for a moment physically, I felt like those screams and those shouts, they just went on and on and on.
There are some things that are easily explained in this world, I think. But if I've learned anything in my short amount of time in this world, it's that not everything can be explained. And you don't get answers to everything. That's just not how it works. And unfortunately, I'm not saying that we'll never find answers to the questions that you might have for these people, the why, but why is always going to be the hardest answer to seek. Because it's usually deep-rooted in someone's emotional thought pattern. So, I don't want to get your hopes up and say that we'll figure it out, because we might never. The important thing, at least I think for us, is that you are alive, should you want to be here.
At that point, she immediately sits up. Still facing away from both of you, looking into the fire. Thank you. I remember something else.
Just like weirdly look at Annalise, because she just sat up like fucking...
It was sudden, and she still stays rigid and shakes a little, and her arms are around herself as she says, They did show their faces, briefly. Her eyes widen as she says, you can see the reflection of the flames in her eyes, which don't seem to have stopped burning, though probably magically, or as Maury put more wood in the fire, she says, the figure with the wolf head spoke out and asked, howled for Rin.
Fucking. I quit D&D.
There was a woman. I didn't recognize her. She had blood from her face and she was calling for Ivor within all that.
I sit up. What does she look like?
I don't know. There was a regal man made of bark skin shouting for Annalise. There was a demonic head calling out for Locke, and there was a face that changed. Became different faces, but one of them was yours. Calling out for you, Kailani.
It's weird.
I don't know what they mean.
No. Howl for Rin.
Sorry, Rin.
Howl for Rin.
I thought it was Halforin.
I thought it was how far in. But
Right.
That's why I said I quit D&D, because I was like, fucking hell, guys.
Gotcha.
Oh, I see.
Mine still sounds the best.
Barkskin just makes me want to go woof.
No, I mean like. Mine was with what? Some divine.
The chick with blood. Chick with blood? She got blood on her face?
Blood on her face. Doesn't sound too bad. Sounds like some kind of warrior lady. Was she chill? Did she seem happy?
I don't know. It's
Are these all supposed to be weird, deep, dark representations of our inner psyches?
Yeah, we are taking it for granted that this is something that's real. You did suffer massive trauma.
I was dead.
You were disemboweled and dead. You might have just been.
Maybe shut the fuck up.
She remembers it.
Okay. Let's just be sensitive about it.
Okay.
I think. I don't know what it means. It may mean nothing, but I just remembered it then.
Do you know anyone with a wolf head?
I mean, like, not entirely, but most people I know have some sort of, like, wolfish head. But no, I don't know. Do you think maybe all those figures in the thrones were gods?
People have said that when they see the light or go into the next life, they see what they see their patron god, the one that they've been worshipping all this time. If they had been, why would I see more? Why would I see?
Do you
figures?
worship a god?
No.
Well, then that could be why they were fighting.
Why are they fighting over you all and almost ignoring me?
They wanted to. Again, maybe let's not discount massive trauma.
You're right. I think even now the memory's fading even more. I don't even know whether that was actually what I saw.
I've never worshipped a lady with blood on her face.
Well, there you have it. Rin, you wouldn't be worshipping wolves?
No. I mean, the legends behind, I guess, my people is that Balador saved my ancestors from the lycanthropy curse. So I guess technically way back in the day, they might have been like werewolves, but not for like a very long time. But that's, I don't know, that's what the stories are told to us, but then, I don't know, Balinor's the only god that I knew really before, like, leaving the Reaches, and the only time that I've heard of that he showed himself, like, to my people, like, in person, he was like a big tree.
That guy, bark skin.
As in, like, his skin's made of bark? Or...
Well,
That's what I saw for you.
Does that sound like your guy?
Not really. But... I mean, nature, druids, bark. Maybe he's a friend of Scobby's. Scobby talks to the trees. He might know. We should find Scobby.
Ask.
We could do that.
What about, like, the changing face person?
I don't know.
Well, I vote massive trauma. Don't worry, next time one of us dies, we can corroborate.
I hope that doesn't happen. I know my task hasn't really been resolved yet. And from what I can see, there's a bit of a greater task at hand. Somebody powerful knows that we know about his secret. I think it's not going to be a pause for resolution here.
Yeah, I think we really, like, stumbled into that one.
The question is, do we want to close that chapter now, or do we want to escape and not deal with it?
I assume all 12...
Where is the law enforcement here? Why are we doing all of this?
Probably getting briefed by the Vampire King on how to stomp us when they find us.
Right, that makes sense.
The king is the king. He owns the guard.
Surely all 12 of the 12 are going to rock up and sort this out for us.
Oh yes, because that went so well for Matron Rose.
Yeah, I know. We say that a lot. Then we end up having to fix the problem.
I'm still curious, because Farizo was obviously part of the original saving of the world.
That guy sucks.
Yeah, and he's like hiding in his little office while all this shit is going on outside.
Don't worry, he'll come fuck shit up when he needs to. Probably like at the very last time when, like days and weeks after he was needed, he'll just come and kill everyone. And then off he'll go.
It's weird to me that never made it into the history books.
It did. And more holds.
No, I mean like the way you tell the story.
There's a big mural. He's riding on a spider.
Gross.
Yeah. Giant spider.
It's riding on a spider.
Yeah, big old spider. It's crazy. It's a crazy big mural. There's catapults. There's a big battle happening. There's a spider up on the roof. He's riding on it, shooting spells and shit.
Does that sound like history?
Should. We played it.
I don't remember the part where he rode a spider.
We rode a
why-
spider, didn't we?
Weren't we fighting the spiders?
No, then we tamed one and rode it.
Did we?
Yeah. It was dope. Great
Did
session. Yeah.
There were.
Did they?
I believe there was an instance of that. Yes. Yeah.
Fuck, I don't remember
It was a
that.
great old time.
Jeez.
In terms of a mural, there are murals.
Muriel's?
Muriel.
Yeah, murals.
Oh my god, her wedding, it went so
Yeah.
well.
Murals.
But yeah, that was the first time he messed up his city. And then after the great defeat, he came back.
That came after delays.
Yeah.
Came back a second time.
Yeah, to clear out all the demons and whatnot that were
Right.
in the city.
Specifically in the Mora Holds.
Yeah.
Right.
There was a portal there. Had demons coming out of it, and he closed it up.
Maybe we should try and get in contact with him.
Nah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, I know you don't like him, but he was responsible for not your part of the world, but maybe the rest of it.
Yeah, but he's a very absolute kind of guy. I feel like he'll do some smiting.
Okay.
Where you might not want smiting be done.
That does kind of track with the MOs of the 12 that we have kind of
But
met.
did he not just travel with fucking mortals? Like they weren't special. They were just people.
They're pretty special.
Yeah, they were special because they dealt with shit. But, like, they weren't, gods or anything like that.
They were cooler than us.
They weren't powerful like the 12. They just were people that did well at what they did.
I don't know. Well,
Sheldon's like, motherfucker, I played Thorun for 2 years. I did so much.
By the end of it. Yeah, by the end of it, they were alive. Unlike the rest of the 12. Except for Rizzo.
Is it was all a dream part of history that we are aware of?
Sorry?
It was all a dream part of history? It was all a weird mind trap?
That you were a part of.
No. Not that we were a part of. The 5, that it was all a dream.
Yeah.
Is that a part of history that the public is aware of?
The dream part, or
yeah, like the
the
trapped in the mind,
understanding,
yeah.
the understanding of it. There are
and like the consciousness of these other
Sure.
people being invented to.
There are some scripts, but again, very rare. That because the 5 didn't particularly share. All of them didn't all share that part of it.
Lied a lot about it.
In full capacity. Some did, some didn't. So it depended. That news spread here, but not there.
Yeah, cool.
Some of the parts where you understand that's been spread the most is around the Talenta Plains.
Bloody Rook.
Listen,
Gasbagon.
With the 12, there's Rizzo, who's the 12. And then there's like 11 new guys.
Yes, but would we not want the knowledge of the old guy before we get the knowledge of the new guys? You learn more about people that have, from people that have more experience.
Okay. We should just be very careful. I'm not going to stop. If you think it's a good idea, we'll do it. I wouldn't...
No, I'm just saying, we don't even have to do it now. It's just something to keep in mind.
Yeah, I wouldn't stop us. I wouldn't be so avoidant that I probably wouldn't talk too much shit to him, though.
But also,
the rest of them.
remember that the king is fucking vampire, and if the 12 know about it, it's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Know of its confirmation. I dare say Matron Rose is going to forget that entire thing.
Yeah, actually.
Isn't that why he tried to kill us or take us back to his party? Because
Blood party.
his blood party, because he thought we'd tell people.
Yes.
So we'll tell people?
I feel like that's a good idea. Maybe.
Well, seeing as he's kind of brainwashed the other one, it's kind of not fair on her, so the others should know so they can help her.
Yes.
Well, I mean, if he is king of the gods, who are we gonna tell? And are we gonna be just seen like crazy people? Oh, the guy in charge is a vampire.
So why don't we get someone like Maury, for example, to message a member of the 12, say, hey, this all went down. If you don't believe us, go and find Matron Rose here.
Didn't she also say they were kind of suspicious he was a vampire already?
It is already something they are aware of.
We probably should have brought her with us rather than leaving her there.
Oh.
No, because what if she's
Steal her
now a
shoes.
super spy and he can see through her eyeballs?
Yeah, what if he's controlling her? And then when we ask about it, she's like, no, these guys suck.
Well, no, that's why we can just tell someone.
Well, I mean, I don't know what your impressions of Avalea are, but I'm sure, Lila might even want to talk to her about, hey, I'm alive. I don't know, Lila, is that...
I don't know if you want to tell your mother that you died and then came back to life. It's probably not a...
Well, to be fair,
she would get it.
When Avalea kind of like died and did the little spot back quick save thing that you called it. Like Lila's memories also kind of got affected at the same time, so I don't know, maybe she already knows.
There could be that in the case, yes. As she responds to you and turns her head for the first time out of the fire. So what do we do next?
Flee.
No.
Where are we going?
Gonna go shopping?
Flee on.
Shopping.
She smiles a little bit at that. That's the first smile you've seen since she's come out of this situation, and she says, a bit of fresh air.
Peggacorn, and then new destination.
A new dress. And we'll get Lila a new dress too.
Yeah,
You
like
want one?
don't know like how safe it will be for us just wandering around.
I think it's less safe if we keep this staff. If we can sell it or hide it, then it might be an idea.
I mean, I don't know how pissed. Oh, it probably won't even fit in the little pouch that I have anyway.
Have a little squiz through these spells that I've had a look. Non-detection sounded promising.
While you look at that, actually, I've got it here. 8 hours worth of duration. You'll need the 25 gold worth of dust, and it's a target. It's a place or an object no larger than 10 feet. So that is part of the spell. So that is part of the. You can cast it on this staff if you like, and it's an 8-hour duration. You can recast it if you want to.
And it's going to cost a lot of diamond. I have a diamond, so I guess I'll.
I mean, if we are going to go out and like get some stuff,
Yes. Alright. I will cast that on the. I need to dust up this diamond though, so I'll wait till I buy some diamond dust and then I'll cast it.
Cool. All right. Lila says, "Okay, well, I think it is a good idea that we leave. I don't know if Korth is going to open up again. I don't know whether you have we have the same contacts that we had. We might need to find other contacts to leave the city. That tunnel is probably closed and the gates are still closed until the prince is found.
I mean,
and if the prince knows that we know his secret, I don't think the gates are going to open anytime soon."
Well, then we don't use the gates. We just use the. Oh, it's flooded.
Peggacorn.
possibly.
Might need more than one. But I was gonna get a baby so that like it loves me from like a little one, and then I can like raise it, and then when it's a big Peggacorn, then it can be my best friend. But like it's easier to become best friends when they're babies because like they're impressionable, kind of. That sounds weird. That sounds sus. But like as long as we're not taking it, as long as we're not taking it away from its mum. Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Companion.
But again, like as long as I'm not like stealing it from its mum, because then that's really sad. So like, as long as maybe like an orphan baby Peggacorn.
We are all orphans, aside from you, I believe. So
I think I am. I don't know. I don't know my parents. So
okay, great. We're all orphans. So should the Peggacorn be.
Yeah.
Yes, let's find a Peggacorn.
But I don't think a baby Peggacorn's
An
gonna.
Let's find an orphan Peggacorn.
But I don't think a baby Peggacorn's gonna fly
We
us out.
specifically request the saddest, parentless Peggacorn.
It's like it's Stuart Little. they walk into an orphanage and they're like, "We'll take the rat." It's like, sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, he has a little car though. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't know, maybe House Denith could be an option for trying to get out of here. That guard guy for them seemed to think they might want information.
Could there
Be
be?
like, hey, we'll tell you everything, but you've got to get us out of here.
Is there other tunnels?
Lila says there will be, but they are possibly owned by other groups that perhaps will ask a fair sum to use and pass by unscathed.
If only someone had a treasure chest full of gold bars.
Yeah, we'll bribe our way through the guard.
We then have to find them. And
Oh
I
no,
don't
we
know
can
whether
just bribe the people on the gate, surely.
at the gate.
Yeah.
We'll see how we can see how successful
Not
that
even,
will be.
you know, not necessarily at the gate, but someone who can.
What if the Vampire King is mind controlling the people at the gate as well?
Well, I guess we're fucked.
Yeah.
Lala says he's powerful, but I don't think his power reaches. Vampires generally, their power doesn't reach that far.
Oh, okay, we're good.
We'll see, but we have options.
We could find a small boat.
Boats are an option as well,
Yes,
although
they work well on land.
Well, no, there's a port.
That's true.
Lala says that is absolutely an option.
Sneak aboard a fishing ship.
Yeah.
That'll smell a bit.
Pretend to be a fish.
Yeah.
So sick of boats in the air. The concept of being one on the water.
Well, we can just go to the Vampire King's party then.
No. Absolutely not.
Well, Maury says we've got options. Are you okay if I follow?
None
along?
of us hate you. Drop this.
Yes.
Thank you. I'd be quite interested as to where this leads us. In that case, if we're going away from Korth, what's our next destination? Or just get out and then find out?
To be honest, I really have no idea.
We'll figure that out on the way, shall we?
We really were only coming here so Lila could quit her job.
Yes, that went well.
Yeah, Lila, just send them a letter. I don't think we want to go back in there.
She nods and says, well, in the state that the administration is in, it may be the best option.
She might not even need to send a letter.
Yeah, they might just be done.
Could all be dead.
You might get some life insurance.
You could be the only person in the administration right now.
I hope not.
Well, I hope not too, but at least then you could only resign to yourself or rebuild it however you
Hey,
wished.
me, I quit. Okay, good job, me.
And
you
as
should try that one
I will.
time.
with that in
I will.
mind,
I can't fire me, I quit.
Yeah, exactly.
as you continue to discuss the next steps and trying to find the best way out, which you have options and find out about how to
Hey, me, I quit.
how to look at the staff that you've acquired and find out ways to either find out more about it or sell it on. We will leave it there for the evening.
Bada bing, bada boom,
Well done.
motherfucker.
Nice.
Okay.
Excellent done. RP. Well done.
Seal claps.
I just tried to clap with one hand and same.
What?
No.
Are you sure? Give another try.
No, move your hand down. No, your sleeve. Oh, that doesn't sound great.
ASMR clapping.
Love it. All right, we're going to raid Eleanor.
Yay!
Let's go.
Hey, bada bing, bada boom.
We're going to raid them. Hey, everyone, hope you had a great time this evening.
We're all so tired, so thank you. We're truly all so fucking tired tonight.
Have a good evening and stick around for Eleanor covers and enjoy the evening. And we'll see everyone next week. Thank you very much
See
for
you next
joining.
Tuesday.
Take care.
What'd you call them?
Ha 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 ha.
Same.
Buckskin.
Are you ready for it?